evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's matchup features two teams looking to solidify their place in the playoffs as we are coming on the home stretch here. The Vaderz, 30-15, enter tonight sitting in first place, 2.5 games clear of the second place ones, and are looking to lock in that first place seed and control their own destiny throughout the playoffs. On the other side, the Snappers, 25-20, currently sitting in third, are looking to cement in and lock in that playoff spot tonight with a series win. The Snappers are currently coming back fully loaded tonight with the return of Johnny Castaneda to the lineup. It's hard to tell, guys, what we're going to see today, but one thing is for sure, these two hard-hitting squads are going to be looking to duke it out in what is likely to be a close series for all three games. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Premier League Wiffle at Hideaway Field in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. Chris Warfield, Brad Ogden, pleasure to have you up in the booth tonight.
Absolutely.
Brad, tonight's matchup, the Vaderz visiting the Snappers, right? The Vaderz currently riding the wave of their three-headed monster in Ibarra, Eder, and Battistoni on the hot hitting streak here. That's going to be a tough one to overcome for these Snappers as these guys can score runs in a hurry and do a lot of damage. On the other side of the ball as well, Billy Santillan, currently the Cy Young favorite. I mean, I think he would have to pretty much give up 10 runs a game at this point to lose. Sporting the league-leading 1.83 ERA through 111 innings pitched, Brad. 12-0 as a starter with 6 saves. Tell us, what are the keys to success for a Vaderz series win tonight?
Santillan winning game one against TB7. I mean, they have to use his innings efficiently. He doesn't really walk out, so he stays in games. They take him out judiciously. And then their three-headed monster, I call it Murderer's Row. You got potential for 3 guys to have 50 RBIs. They can have 50 RBIs by the end of this series. Kyle Eder, leading probably one of the Rookie of the Year candidates, and then Ibarra and Roundy are hitting, and nobody's talking about Gio.
Yeah, Gio is secretly one of the best hitters on their team the last handful of weeks here, Brad, for those Vaderz. It's just going to be a dangerous night for these guys. I mean, wind's blowing out. It's a little humid, right? The ball's going to be carrying a little bit here as it's actually looks like the wind's calming down a little bit now, but in warm-ups, balls were flying out like crazy. On the other side of the ball, we have the Snappers, one of the hottest teams in PLW these last 6 weeks, 17-4, Brad, in their last handful of series here. They're also featuring a very healthy combination of Taylor Briner, emerging rookie sensation Ryan Murphy, and Jonathon Wilson figuring it out at the plate. I mean, that's another three-headed monster that this Vaderz team is going to have to work around. And they also got back Christian Centellanes, Johnny Castaneda making his first appearance of the night. What's going to be the keys to success for this Snapper squad to go and win the series?
Well, the Snappers are able to beat you. They've won, of those 17 wins in those last 7 series, they've slugged it out and outslugged teams, and they've outpitched teams. They won one series, 2 games to 1, where they scored a grand total of 2 runs. They're the hottest team in PLW. Johnny Castaneda is back, and nobody's talking about Ryan Murphy, who is probably one of the better hitters in the league that nobody's talking about, and their power in their lineup now is 1 through 5.
Man, it's going to be an exciting night tonight. Expect a ton of runs from both these teams as they like to score early and often. I know Johnny is looking forward to being back on the field here for the Snappers as he was a dominant force for these guys to end last season in their little playoff push. Also, Shane Weber, still fresh off that surgery, about 6 weeks in, might make an appearance or 2 tonight. Wilson has been absolutely dominant on the mound. I believe he's emerged as their premier starter and their ace above Taylor Briner, who is also a very formidable starter.
Well, I don't think anybody's talking about Wilson. He's second in the league in ERA, 1.90.
1.90.
1.90. Like, he's 7-3 with 6 saves. That's nothing to snap at with a team that literally at one point was 8-16.
Yeah, there was a point in time where the running joke was without Taylor, these Snappers can't win ball games. We're long past that now as he's fully healthy, and these guys are arguably the best team in the league as of late. Again, the Vaderz are going to look to make something happen here and lock in that playoff seed as they will be the first team to clinch a playoff seed with a series win tonight, Brad.
Yeah, one win locks out, keeps them from finishing below 5th place actually. So that's all they need is the 1 win. I think if we want chaos, which is what me and you really want, we need a sweep. One way or the other, a sweep creates chaos.
Yeah, I think everybody wants to see it, right? The fans, the guys that are floating around in that 8th to 4th seed, right? Everybody wants a little bit of chaos coming down the stretch. It wouldn't be a fun way to end the season without just a little bit of playoff drama coming down these final 3 weeks here. Another big thing to highlight on the defensive side of the ball for the Snappers is Jesse Caps is back this week.
Gold Glover.
Couple crucial errors were made at shortstop last week that cost them a game. If he's here last week, they might end up taking 1 or 2 more games. And he's back, so they're going to be looking for him to make some great plays at shortstop. As we're going to see Billy Santiwan leading off this game for the Vaderz.
Yeah, you're seeing two elite defenses, and we always talk about the wiffle ball gods. One error creates chaos.
Yeah, the wiffle ball gods are very, very unforgiving. As one error, one small mistake usually leads to the downfall of a game. As we're about ready to start here, we just got the play ball call from lead umpire Buck Burner tonight. And Taylor Briner is going to be on the mound for the Snappers. David Harley in left, Johnny Castaneda in right, Greg Kelly at third, Jesse Capps at short, and Kristen Santillanes at second. Billy's going to smoke that one right at Greg. That's going to be a double to lead off the game here, Brad.
Yep, that's two. That should be two bases.
2-1. Yeah, that's what I saw.
Yeah. Taylor Briner, been struggling as of late recently, Brad. We all know him for his Cy Young appearances in the early seasons. Had a hard time keeping his ERA under 3 so far this year.
Yeah, it was tough to watch a little bit. He got hit around, but he throws so many strikes, couldn't walk out.
Yeah, he's very, very infamous for not walking out of a lot of games. As Ethan Ibarra is going to go down 0-2 and foul that one off here to stay alive. Yeah, Ethan Ibarra came onto the scene hot this season, Brad, leading the charge in home runs very early as he's going to send that one well over the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a 2-run home run from Ethan Ibarra. It's almost like we talked it up into existence there, Brad.
Yeah, he had 15 home. At one point, he had more home runs than the entire Legends team.
Oh, wow.
He had 11-8. He had more home runs, and that's kind of cooled off a little bit, but I know he's had some attendance. He didn't play in either series against the Legends. He only made it for one of the 6 games, but got lightning in that bat.
Yeah. And it's not going to get any easier here for Taylor Briner as Kyle Eder is making a charge up the home run rankings as well. He's going to lay off that one, bring the count 1-1. Yeah, Brad Eder currently sporting a 16 game, now 17 game hitting streak.
Wow.
That's tied, I believe, for second longest hitting streak that is second. There's 2 tied at first right now, Hollis Hale and Andrew Leday with 21-game hitting streaks.
Crazy.
It's going to bring up Tanner Roundy as this Vaderz lineup is looking to bat around here early off Taylor Briner. He's going to foul that one back 0-2.
Look for the big screwball here. He's going to try and get a ground ball. Get this double play.
Yep, and that's going to be Taylor's infamous screwball. That's going to hit him in the leg. Greg's going to make a great play. Santillanes just wide for the double play. And they're going to get the lead runner there, Brad. My apologies.
That's all right.
Where were you at on time? Perfect. Okay.
Oh, it looks like the commission's going to show. Tannic is en route.
Tannic is en route. We're going to see him. Yeah, definitely grab some of that precious cocoa, as we're all going to need it tonight. Gio Battistoni in the 5-hole.
Wow.
This is a surprise to me. I mean, he's been one of the hottest hitters in this lineup. Definitely been crucial to their success as of late.
Yeah, he kind of found it about 6 series in. He's been hot as a pistol the last 9.
And he's going to poke one right to Jesse, instantly making an impact in his series back. Great play from Jesse Capps there at short.
Stormglider checking in. How are you?
It's going to bring up Alec Hutt here in the 6-hole. Hutt's going to lay off that one. 57 outside. Bring the count 1-1. And it looks like, Brad, we have a couple spectators there up on the container that I don't recognize.
I think they are Santiwans.
Oh, a bunch of Santiwans
So
up on the container.
2s, 3s, and 4s.
There we go. There's a good look at the Santi 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's going to go down 1 and 2. Taylor's going to put that one in the ground, 2 and 2 here. Hutt's going to rope that one off the wall. That's going to be dirty. Runner's going to go second and third as they've successfully hit through the lineup here in the first inning off Taylor Briner, Craig. Gosh darn it, Brad.
That's 0 for 2.
0 for 2.
So that was dirty because Jesse got a hand on it. That was a dirty double. So Jesse touches it in the infield and it gets carried to the outfield.
So far, Brad, they're seeing him real well. All these balls that have been hit are extremely hard. Not easy to make a play.
I'd like to see him probably speed it up a little bit. They're baseball players. They might not be able to lay off as they get more pumped up.
Yeah, Adam Tanek highlighting a recent Lightning acquisition. Chris Gishwinder making a return to the league. Picked up by the Lightning as Santijuan's going to roll over there to Jesse Caps. That's going to be down. That's an error from Jesse Caps.
Jesse's hurt. Is he hurt?
Roundy's going to score. I think he's just demoralized, Brad. Not used to seeing those kind of plays out of Jesse Caps.
No, that could hurt.
It's going to be 59.
59.
That's going to be a ball.
Yep.
I promised Tom I'm going to dial it in. Though last time I'm going to call him Greg. It's going to be ball 2 in the dirt there from Taylor Briner.
I don't like the intentional walk here.
Yeah, I think it's still early enough in the game, Brad. You really got to come to these guys. I understand you don't want to be down in the count. You know, Taylor Briner, not known for walking a lot of guys, but now he's going to be in a really tight situation with an equally as powerful hitter, if not more powerful hitter, with the bases juiced.
I just think he's a little less disciplined, a little more free swinging than Ibarra is. Ibarra's a little more compact.
Yeah, Ibarra puts everything he's got into his swing, and it's a very, very smooth swing. Eder is a very, very powerful attacking swinger. He gets very aggressive. When he hits the ball, he gets all of it. That's going to be a clean single past the outreach arms of Jesse Caps. And this is going to be a 5-0 game in the first here, Brad.
Yeah, no touch.
Taylor Briner getting beat up early, Brad.
Yeah, that's kind of what's been happening. People have been hitting him early and often, and he just, again, he's already used the 2 outs, so you might as well finish the inning with him. But they haven't hit yet. It's still early.
Yeah, it's still early. They have a good lineup to roll out in, you know, Shane Weber, Ryan Murphy, Jonathon Wilson, Taylor Briner himself, Johnny, and that's gone. Never mind. That's just going to get down as the wind completely stopped blowing.
Yeah, kind of knocked it down. It was like a hitting a fade into the wind, just kind of knocked it down.
That's set. It's going to be 6-0 now, Brad. With runners in scoring position for Gio Battistoni, one of the hottest hitters in this lineup.
Yeah, again, here we go. These guys are going to they might get to 50 RBIs right now.
Gio takes a big hack.
So Gio is a classic lefty. Don't miss down and in because he'll hit it out. I think he has a little bit of tendency to miss up and in, so.
And that's going to...
Oh.
Wow. What is the ball doing tonight, Brad? Did you see that?
That looks like it kind of almost blew over his head, but I wouldn't get down. Such a good lineup that the Snappers have. You scored 6. That's awesome. If we score 3 right here, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I mean, only the first inning, right? Haven't even had it at bat yet. It's tough to get down 6-0. It's a little bit demoralizing for your lineup, but they have a very, very hard-hitting lineup. It's going to be a tall task with Billy Santijuan on the mound. Hasn't lost a game this season.
Well, we knocked him out early in 2 games, but he didn't stick around long enough to raise his ERA, and then they won the game, so we couldn't get away from him. But yeah,
weren't able to tack that loss on his record.
No, we were not. And then we got it. We did our job twice, and then he came in and beat us twice when he came in relief. So it was like just a good pitcher, and for a guy who throws predominantly one pitch, he's a 10-to-1 walk ratio, 129 to 19 strikeouts to walks.
Wow, that's absolutely incredible. Billy, not known for being a strikeout pitcher as well, has 129 Ks.
Yeah,
129. Taylor's instantly going to get one back here as he's going to take Billy Santijuan over the container by a mile.
So Taylor is definitely an enthusiastic guy, and he's mad. He's mad at himself. He's not mad at anybody. But this lineup is powerful.
Yeah. You could see that 6 times a row in this lineup, as you can definitely tell Taylor not wanting to show much emotion there, but you could see the frustration on his face as he absolutely crushed that ball. Murphy also very, very capable of doing exactly what Taylor just did there.
And Alex hit the nail on the head. 7-1 we were up against in a windy game, and we lost that game 16-13.
Yeah. I remember that game. That was an insane game, Brad. Anything can happen. As Murphy's going to swing through there, bring the count 2-2.
But he's not going to shy away from that knuckleball. He's going to throw it almost every time.
Yeah, I mean, that's his go-to, as he's going to get Murphy looking at 54 for the first out of the inning. Hasn't let him down yet over the course of a 6-inning game this year, Brad.
No, it has not. And I don't know when that'll happen, but
I think we've all been waiting for quite some time now. It hasn't come around.
And then Tanik saying, hey, Taylor Briner might be the first one to 100. That's 95 career home runs.
95 career home runs. What a career so far in the PLW. As Wilson's just going to miss that one, foul it back, 0-2.
I don't think you need to go for the hard. I think you just need to put the ball. Anything up in the air is going to get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a couple different reactions just in the top half of that inning from some of those balls hit. You know, I prematurely called a homer there that just got completely crushed in the midair to right, and then that ball almost took a last-second elevation over Harley's head. As Wilson's going to go down swinging for the second out of the inning, as Billy's quickly gone back-to-back Ks on these snappers after that leadoff home run from Taylor Briner.
Yeah, but now you're getting to Shane Weber, Johnny Castaneda. I don't think that knuckleball is going to last against these two. They've seen it too many times.
No, I mean, these guys have seen Billy now for 2 seasons, and Shane's going to poke that one right to Eder. That's going to end the inning. And these Vaderz are fired up, Brad. Did you hear that? Let's Mercy right here from owner and manager Sasai.
Yeah, they get fired up, and then you can do the pendulum for them swings. If they get down, they also get way down.
They're very an emotionally driven team, right? We've all seen both sides of their dugout. As we're going to go to the top of the second inning, it's brought to you by Leilani Acuna, the official realtor of PLW. Whether you are buying or selling a home, you now have a realtor trusted by PLW players and family. You can connect with Leilani on Instagram at Leilani Acuna, as you can also see on your screen here. Leilani just absolutely crushing it in this housing market right now. Brad, things are not cooling off in Vegas. People are buying.
Yeah, I get an offer on my house digitally, or somebody just calling or sending me a text almost every week.
Oh, I believe it.
It's like, no, I'm not selling.
People are still flocking to Vegas. It's a great time to be a realtor in this town. I think it's going to keep being a good time to be a realtor in this town, even for the next handful of months, even though, you know, the nerdy part of me, interest rates are going up, Brad. Time to lock it in now.
Exactly. I can't refinance. I can't afford the interest rate increase.
Exactly. Got to lock it in now. Buy that home with Leilani. I'm sure she's got a great lending team as well. As we're going to see a change on the mound here. They're going to go to Brandon Gregg early. I like this play. I think you preserve Taylor's innings. Hopefully it calms down a little bit. You know, the weather typically has been dying down, you know, in terms of the wind, and the ball hasn't been flying as much later. And Taylor is extremely effective in calm conditions with that screwball. So I like this play. You know, you're down 5 here early.
A new look. Give him a different look. They saw it well the first inning. Throw him out there and see what happens. It's still a game. If you can get into this dugout quick, roll that lineup over, you never know.
Yeah, you never know what could happen. As we got a new poll in the booth, most underrated team, owner, and player. Chris Warfield, Brett Ogden, Sasai, Davila, or Sparkles.
If Sparkles wins, it's over. I quit.
Yeah, I think we might have to leave the booth in the first game if Sparkles wins this one. This Hutt's going to take ball one there in the dirt from Brandon Gregg. Yeah, Brandon Gregg, the kind of pitcher, he really needs to settle in early. Otherwise, you can see himself out of this game in just a handful of bats. And that's nasty. Wow, 52, 12-6, Brad.
Yeah.
Looks like Dobbins is feeling a little bit slighted there as Hutt's going to foul tip that one back in the zone. That's going to be the first in the zone. Catcher always drops the first ball here, Brad, in PLW. Probably the worst hands I've ever seen for a catcher.
I know. You'd think I was back there. Oh, there it is. There's the nasty screwball that he throws. That's
going to be out number 1 for Brandon Gregg, looking strong here through his first batter.
Oh,
there you go, Brad.
There we go. Come on now.
Now we're leveling out a little bit, right? let's get the votes in on the responsible managers and owners here, where we know we don't bat very often, we know we don't pitch at all or field at all, but hey, when we get in there, we like to have fun.
I can't afford to buy votes. I don't have that many points. I can't win any WIFFLE points.
In all seriousness, no, Dobbins probably the best well-rounded owner player, as Taylor's going to make a catch there for out number 2. It's going to bring up Ethan Ibarra.
So, yeah, they put Taylor in the outfield, and their defense gets better. They went from 3 Gold Glovers to possibly 4 Gold Glovers and a Kristen Santianes who's not a shot. So they got better.
Yeah. And a college athlete, right?
Yeah.
Barr's going to ground back to Gregg. Very, very effective inning from Brandon Gregg. That's exactly what I meant by he needs to settle in early. And he could keep the game very close for these guys as they're looking to pick away.
Exactly. They did exactly what he needed to do. Get out. Taylor preserves his innings, keeps his bat in the lineup, and now you've shut him down, and the Snappers are equally an emotional team. They get 2 or 3 runs here, you might see that pendulum swing the other way.
Oh, yeah, and you can really feel it out here, right? The dugouts are close enough. We're really not in, open quarters here. It's a very tight field, so that's one of my favorite parts about this whole league is you can feel the emotional swings. You can feel the momentum swings. You almost feel like you're playing, high school sports again, as opposed to like the professional level where you don't feel it as much. You just really get engaged with every single one of these games, whether you're broadcasting or you're playing.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely an intimate atmosphere. You're only 100 feet. You're probably, 25, 30 feet away from each other in the dugouts.
Yeah, and you can hear just about everything at this field.
Look for Castaneda to dent the Connex box.
Yeah. Definitely not afraid to come back swinging in his first appearance this season.
Yeah, lives in Utah now, gets paid to play softball on the weekends.
Oh, he just misses that one. Looks like he's actually trimmed down a little bit as well since last season. Oh, he's going to swing and miss.
And break a bat.
Yeah. Wow, I think he broke that bat literally off his back there, Brad. As he has a very similar swing to Dobbins, right, where they smack themselves in the back with the bat on the follow-through.
This just tells you how deep the lineup is. No Santianes in the lineup.
Yeah. Oh, as Brandon Gregg's going to rope one to Alicott at third, and Hutt's going to just throw that one away. Not quite sure what that hit. Did that hit the tree, Buck?
Hit the tree.
Yeah, hit the tree and came back. Can you get that ball right there? Sorry. Thank you. Oh, you're good.
Yeah, Johnny does look super thin, but like I said, when you're working in the heat all day and then...
Oh, yeah. It'll take it out of you. Christian's going to instantly make that hurt. Rope a triple, bat flip the triple off the wall. It's going to be 6-2 Snappers. Christian also not going to round the bases there. Oh, well. That's going to bring up Taylor Briner, who hit a home run in his last at-bat.
I don't think he can hit it far enough to make him satisfied tonight. He's going to try and hit everyone to the jungle gym.
Yeah, I think that first inning really fired him up. He's going to take 63 in the dirt there. Yeah, Snappers batting 7 tonight. We've seen that from the Bombers a handful of times. We've seen that from these Snappers in the later games. I don't think I've ever seen them start 7 to open a series. But interesting strategy. I mean, you have handfuls of talent on that roster, so it definitely makes sense for these guys to bat 7.
And we're at the point of the season where you are trying to...
Oh, my goodness. What did we just witness?
That was a S-show right there.
That might be the second worst tag-up I've ever witnessed in my broadcasting career. I was a part of the Stein fumbles, trip, and roll over his own shoelaces and slide into first, or into home, but that was the slowest, most confused tag-up I've ever seen in my life.
But Taylor, heads up, says, hey, there's only one out. Get there. So, didn't matter.
Murphy's getting rid of that one. He's going to send that to the Santi family. That's a home run from Ryan Murphy. It's 6-4, Brad. And just like we were talking about, the emotional swings, you can feel it out of these Snappers right now. They are by no means out of this game anymore, as it was looking very bleak in the first.
Yeah, and these two teams know each other from the softball fields. A lot of these guys play on the same teams. So, little banter back and forth at playful. They've known each other for 10 years outside of the wiffle ball, and they just kind of bring it here. So it's all a little playful, but a little bit spirited, too.
Yeah. I would say more so spirited than playful, right? Because, Wilson sends another one. That's going to be gone from Jonathon Wilson. It's 6-5. Snappers coming back. Uh-oh. We got some barking here early, Brad. I feel like we're going to have a fun night tonight out of these two teams. Neither team is afraid to get into the bravado here. Neither team is afraid to get after each other.
Here's another one. Here's another chance.
Oh, Shane's going to swing through that ball in the dirt at 57.
Time. Oh, it counted.
It counted. You swung hard enough for it to count at least once. Good reference, Dominic. Prince Fielder.
That's one we haven't heard in a while.
Yeah. Most overrated player. Oh, clip that down. I got to see this.
Yeah, we got to
one.
see this one. Ooh. Oh, Shane just pops that one up to Eder. That's going to be out number 2. Unless we...
I think they missed the fly ball. Did we miss the fly ball?
Did we miss something, or is that only 2 outs?
Well, I think we only have one guy downstairs, so maybe that's why.
All right.
Tannic over Dobbins, Leday, Briner, Fernandez. Wow. Not
That's
a lot
an
of love for the
interesting
commish.
set there, yeah. Commish getting the majority of the votes there. As I don't think people really saw him for his first 3 seasons, right? The most dominant force right alongside of Taylor Briner in this league for a long time. Went to Costa Rica for 2 months, right? Really enjoyed himself there. Maybe fell off the wagon from wiffle ball a little bit, but he's back in full form.
Yeah, he left and he was pushing 280, 285, and he came back and he lost a bunch of weight. He looks a lot better, a lot healthier.
Yeah, I don't know
Costa
what
Rica
kind of
will do that.
strategy he took, Greg. Freaking.
There it is.
Strike 3, I'm
Winner.
out. All right,
Winner.
everybody, have a great one. See you later. That's my calling. Yeah, I don't know what he did out there, Brad. That's not really natural to lose that much weight on vacation, but good for him. I need that.
Yeah, I would love to take a vacation for 2 weeks and come back 25 pounds lighter.
Yeah, I think most of us, did the COVID 20. We would appreciate a vacation like that.
Wow, so we got a 6-5 ball game. Holy Hannah. Now, can Brandon Gregg get him back in the dugout?
Yeah, this is a really crucial inning for Brendan Gregg here, as these Vaders are just as capable of pouncing right back on these snappers. Ooh, and Eder is coming out swinging here. It's going to be 0-2. And Eder's going to go down swinging there for the first out of the inning.
Well, he got rid of Trench, so he lost 140 pounds there.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh, man, that was a sensitive moment for him. I think that there was a lot of feelings surrounded, around that whole ordeal, Brad. Obviously, you're showing that you guys came out on the great end of that trade.
Yeah, I think it turned out to be a first-round pick, which hasn't happened yet, and a free agent chip that turned in to be Keegan, I think. I think it was Keegan who used that free agent chip on. And then poor Keegan broke his hand in the middle of the night one night.
Yeah. I believe he's back now.
Yeah, he was back. He was back the other night. He was back Monday night when they played.
As Roundy's going to take strike 2 in the zone there at double nickels. Cinco, as Tyler would say. And ooh, Scottez Dobbins takes a burn there right at the end. Most overrated player manager.
I would say Tannic was the one that bought all those votes and flipped it.
No, it actually looks like Tom Gannon was the one that really hammered away at Dobbins there for 3,200. Tanner's going to rope that one. That's going to be a double from Roundy there. 1 out double.
Yeah.
You can hear a little bit of commotion coming out of those Vaders dugout, as I think the chatters really started to pick up here early, Brad, from both sides. And I got to tell you, I'm a fan of chaos in all forms. So I would love to see these two teams battle out an emotionally heated series all night long. Let's bring up Gio Battistoni here. Lefty-lefty matchup. He's going to take 55 right down the pipe there from Brandon Gregg. Absolute filth.
And we noticed last night, at this point of the night, it's hard to see the ball because it comes out of the sun from its release point and into the shadow. So it's kind of, you're not picking it up that well, and let's say the lefties are even harder to pick up because of where the sign is and the glare off the sign.
Yeah, there was definitely a little bit of strategy around that. With the daylight increasing here by the week, definitely a good strategy to start a lefty. Christian Santillana is going to field that cleanly at second base there to get the second out of the inning. So it looks like, oh, the commissioner has found a date to meet him at the container. I'm looking forward to seeing this.
Me too. We talked stories last night about a date.
Oh, no. I can't imagine. It's going to bring up Alec Hutt here. Going to do some damage, bring home Tanner Roundy. Buy a little bit of insurance here off Brandon Gregg, who's been very, very solid to come in relief in this game for Taylor Briner. As soon as I say that, he's going to turf one, Greg. And there's 4. We're going to have the count.
1, 2.
You're always against us.
Oh, wow. Brandon Gregg is going to get these snappers back to the dugout with a chance to take the lead here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Taylor mentioned to us maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, that he thought Brandon might be their best pitcher, stuff-wise, just getting through the... Had some tough luck early, walked out a lot, got all those runs, seemed to score, keep his ERA up. Not being able to but come back from that, but been nasty.
Oh, ooh, we don't need to talk about that.
Ooh.
Yeah, Brandon Gregg, very, very solid stuff. I think the concern around him has just always been, can he stay in the game long enough, right? Once he settles in, he probably does have the nastiest stuff in their lineup. But if he can't get comfortable, right, people know in this league, just walk him out.
Yeah, we faced him. He threw his first complete game, and he was nasty the whole night on a not a windy day like this, but a tough pitching condition. He was great.
He's going to bring up Johnny Castaneda for his 2nd at-bat of the game. He's just going to miss that one. Man, he really wants to get a piece of these.
Wear it.
It's going to bring the count 2-2. He's going to rope that single past the 5-6 hole there. And that's going to be a leadoff base runner for the Snappers. And that's going to bring up Brandon Gregg, looking to help himself out here.
Yeah, GK is here, playing third base. He's a defensive specialist on this team.
Brandon Gregg just misses. It's going to be 0-2. Yeah, GK really well known for his third base abilities. Doesn't get many at-bats. Obviously not much of a pitcher unless he's pitching to Chad Sparkles Phillips.
But then everybody's a pitcher when they pitch to Chad Sparkles Phillips.
That's going to bring the count to 2s here. Is Billy looking a little bit uncomfortable on the mound?
There it is, 55.
As I say that, 55 down the pipe. It's going to be the first out of the inning.
I'd like to see them slow him down a little bit. He's grabs it and goes.
Yeah, he's always enjoyed working quick ever since his emergence into the league through the Taco League. Always been known for working at a really rapid pace. Christian's going to...
That's gone.
Yeah, that's gone. Wow, he destroys that. And he's going to do the double bat bounce. That's going to make...
It's a lead change.
7-6. Snappers coming back here in a hurry. Wow, and instantly the 2 guys back in the lineup making an instant impact.
Yeah. They knew Christian wasn't going to be playoff eligible, but his presence, Johnny's presence in these last 3 series changes the whole dynamic of this team. Now they're 7 deep in the batting order.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a completely different squad from what we saw at the beginning of the season. As we're going to see a pitching change, they're going to go to Tanner Roundy here. We're looking at potentially Billy Santijuan's first loss of the season, Brad.
That would, well, I don't want to see it, but yeah. Oh, Casey, my man Taravella said he only spent 500 points on me in the poll.
Oh, man. You need better support there from
I know.
Your legend staff. Because, man, you guys are also looking very solid coming down the home stretch. We lost a couple heartbreakers to you guys last night, but no doubt in Game 3, Trench Picone, 2 home runs to close it out. Derek Corral, couple home runs.
I blame Caro.
I know.
When Caro shows up, all of a sudden he's the best hitter on the team, and she showed up in the 3rd game, and that's when he lit fire.
Yeah.
So.
Back-to-back homers in his last 2 at-bats.
Here we go.
As we're going to see Taylor Briner here for Roundy's first batter.
Hey, your turn out 7. Do it again, kiddo.
Jay Buff, my other buddy, spent $2,200 on me. Nice. That's the only way I'm going to win. I can't win a poll without somebody buying it. Thanks, Buff. Appreciate it.
It's okay, Brad. There's been a handful of times where I've paid off the polls as well, so. Especially if they're in my favor. Oh, speaking of trench becoming, looks like we're going to have trench up on the container there with a fresh PLW bucket, and I believe that might be Tanik's date.
Maybe. Because he's got hot cocos with ice, I can tell.
What do we got going on here?
As we're going to have a surprise appearance from Kirby Bucket as well. What the heck is going on here, Brad? Just
Chaos.
Absolute debauchery on the field right now. It's going to fill the count up.
Stormclatter. I voted for you, Brad. I mean, Greg. I mean,
oh,
there's another
Taylor's going to send another one. See you later. 8-6 snappers as these guys are fired up right now.
So this is what we were worried about. The snappers can play both games. They can slug with you, and they can win 1-0.
Oh, yeah. And they can do both in the same night.
Yeah. And first one to 10. This is going to be a 10-run game.
Oh, yeah. At this point, you're looking at a 15-run mercy rule type of event. You know, we're in the third inning, and there's 14 runs already scored.
And here's another guy who, with one swing of the bat, can hit one 200 feet.
Yeah. Contending right now with his fellow opponent out there in left field for Rookie of the Year. Ooh, absolute nastiness from Tanner Rowney, their 50 outside pipe. Whoa, and he's going to get Murphy looking 51. That was absolute filth.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. That's a confidence builder there for Tanner Rowney as he just set Murphy down on back-to-back nasty pitches. He's going to go 74 to outside to Wilson there. I've never been a big fan of the strategy of heat him up, slow him down, but it does work in this league.
Well, you just threw a strike on a nasty pitch, and now you're going to waste something and maybe lose your release point trying to do something that makes...
This Rowney, wow, he gets a ton of movement on that ball there.
Little slinger. He's really tall. He's about 6'3". He's a little taller than me. Kind of brings it from an odd angle, so yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Built like a whip. Wilson taking the whole way there. Wilson kind of built the opposite of Tanner Rowney.
Now you got Shane Weber, another home run guy. Not what, 2 seasons removed from hitting 29?
Yeah. Hits 29 and still doesn't lead his team in home runs. Said he's going to roll over to Ethan Ibarra. That's going to be dropped by Billy Santiwan. Is it going to be in time? 4-8-3.
Yeah, it was hit so quick. Best defensive specialist.
Oh, there's some names on here that, or there's some people on here that, or there's some names that aren't on here that should definitely be on here.
100%.
As I stumble with myself a little bit. I mean, Jesse Capps comes to mind immediately, right?
Yep.
Probably the definition of a defensive specialist.
Yeah, he's definitely a defensive specialist. You got GK, Ethan, defensive specialist. Flint Ties played almost exclusively defense. And the guy who's not getting any votes, Jake Shirley covers some ground.
Jake
for the
Shirley
bum.
does cover some ground.
And he's the only person to dislocate a finger and stay in the game.
Oh my goodness, that was disgusting. That was absolutely disgusting. Somehow we found a way to get that relocation on camera as well.
Yes.
Yeah, the other name that's not really on here right now, and I guess maybe we don't call him a little bit of a defensive specialist because he was hurt. You know, Logan Christie covering a lot of ground out there in outfield. He's really only able to 100% play in the field at the moment. You know, he's still recovering at bats. Can't pitch, obviously, with the shoulder right now. But, oh, yeah, and Zoe. Logan also piping up. Zoe, an absolute monster at third base as well. So, I mean, there's a ton of great defensive specialists in this league. I really like that you don't necessarily have to bat everybody that plays in your field. I think that really utilizes the 12-man roster to its full capacity.
Yeah, if we're going to stay with a 12-man roster, you got to have that. And the other one not mentioned, Scott Tez, Spencer Barrick, but Spencer Barrick might be getting most improved player.
Yeah, Spencer Barrick also coming around with a bat for the Ones. Really been a savior for them recently. As Santiwan's going to lead off the inning with a single right through those defensive specialist duo we were just talking about.
I think it's the first one to 15. Visiting team has the advantage because they will get the extra at bat.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I mean, like I said, we've seen 14 runs through 3 innings and no intention of slowing down on either side of the ball. Yeah, I've started the counter here, Brad. How many times can I call you Greg tonight? We're going to see how far down that rabbit hole we can go. Not intentionally.
Let's do it.
But with Brandon Gregg on the mound, Greg Kelly. Oh, wow. That's going to be a triple. What a rope from Ibarra.
Yeah, just such a compact swing, so powerful. And he doesn't really get out of the zone. Everything that's what I mean. Eder might hit him more home runs, but his balls in play are just more violent, more well-struck.
Yeah, he's got the baseball build, right? Well built up top. He's got a really smooth swing, so he just generates a lot of natural power. That's going to be ball one in the dirt. Yeah, and I think the visiting team definitely has an advantage here. If the Vaderz can get hot in this inning, we could definitely see a 15-run.
And I don't mind the unintentional, intentional walk here, because you can trade 2 out, you can trade a double play here.
Eder's going to take 54 top pipe there.
And they go right to Battistoni, but then that would be lefty on lefty. So maybe a little better matchup, but...
Yeah, I don't think there's any easy matchup in this Vaderz lineup, to be completely honest with you. I mean, these guys can all hit. Ooh, Eder's going to go down swinging for the first out of the 4th inning here. Tanner Roundy also been pretty hot at the plate. I guess you could also say that for everybody in this game, to be completely honest with you.
Average is definitely ascending.
He's going to poke that one right to Taylor Briner. Ethan's not even paying attention. Had a primetime opportunity to tag, but he's being distracted by that snapper's bench. What a great sneaky maneuver from the snapper's bench there to distract Ibarra with 1 out. Definitely capable of getting there, right? As he's looking at him, he's going to turtle up. He's a little embarrassed there. What is that? Shame, shame,
Yeah, shame.
shame. Wow. He didn't even know what the situation was. He was over there BSing with Wilson and Murphy and Johnny.
That's kind of one of the downfalls here, where you know everybody and everybody's having a good time, and then a mental lapse. Not even a mental lapse for sure, but not intentional. Like you're just having a conversation with your buddy on a Thursday night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Vader's backers in this pick'em game not happy right now as they had a chance to tie that game up. Yeah, could you imagine the Vader's backers if they lose this game by 1 run? The wiffle ball gods are unforgiving, Brad.
Yes, and they are rearing their ugly heads all the time.
As Gio's gonna nice defensive swing, stay alive.
So Coleman shows up, and immediately Trench moves over 3 spots. What does that have to say about our team?
Yeah, no comment, Brad. I'm trying to work on my live opinions, keep them in Mom and Dad always said, you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. Coleman been coming around for you guys as well.
Yes, we got an eligibility issue, so we've got to get a couple guys eligible, so they'll be getting more at bats toward the end here. But he stepped up big the other night, getting that single to right and kind of he's played really well. And then Kyle Eder must be the best pitcher in the league. He found his bat 3 times for 3 home runs.
Yeah, that was incredible. I honestly could not believe that happened, and I've seen a lot of crazy things in my PLW career. That was definitely top of the list. I think going into the night, he had 2 career hits in the PLW.
Yes.
And he now has just as many career hits as he does career home runs. So
real close.
Quite an incredible feat. It's a little bit of friendly banter down there in the left dugout from the Snappers. That's the kind of energy we need around here.
Yeah, more positive energy. Like I said, I'm all for a little banter back and forth. If you keep it positive, upbeat, and you keep it at your team, not at the other team.
So Hutt's going to rope one past Greg Kelly. Not going to be happy with himself. Believes he should have made that play.
And Hutt bails him out.
Yeah. Hutt bails Ibarra out there from third base. I don't think anybody should be celebrating with Ethan right now. Happy to bring him around, but not happy still about that opportunity to tag up just a couple outs ago.
And here's another dangerous hitter, Santiwan. Average has been down, but power's been up.
Yeah, Santiwan also hitting a handful of home runs just a week ago. So he's going to flare one the other way. That's going to get down. That's going to score another run. We've got a 9-8 ball game here with Hutt on third.
And Santiwan avoids his first loss because as they take the lead,
Yes.
he gets a no
Oh,
decision.
my goodness. Santiwan helps himself out with a no decision there. How incredible is that? Remains 12-0.
Ethan, our local stat guy, who pumps that out. Evan, I mean, way to pump that out.
Evan Shields, man, how awesome was that to see him come out here and partake in those intermission activities, right? Gets strucken out by Chad Sparkles Phillips. Ibarra is going to make that one hurt. Makes up for it. He's going to score Hutt here. It's 10-9, 10-8.
10-8, 10-8, here we go.
And everybody's going to trade places there. Vaderz not looking to make the last out of this game, as they probably need to run this up a little bit more.
Yeah, I think I don't think it's getting to the sixth. Fifth inning will be the last inning, regardless. Whether that'll be as long as we play tonight.
Yep, that's gone. See you later. Welcome back, Kyle Eder. Weren't going to hold him down for long. That's going to be a 3-run shot. It's 13-8 Vaderz. They are 2 runs away from ending this game. Brad.
Yes.
21 runs through 3 2/3 innings tonight. 21 runs.
Yeah, and the funny thing is if they get an out here, they might not be the favorite to win the game.
Yeah. That's true. That's actually something really incredible to think about there. Tanner's going to go down 0-2 here. Brennan Gregg looking to get out of this inning, give his snappers a chance to come back and win this game.
Yes, we're digging the long ball today. Batting averages are ascending.
Yeah, you're definitely going to continue to see that throughout the night as the wind's been gusting all day today. It's also been extremely hot. I think we reached triple digits at certain points throughout the day. So
yes,
these guys are really sweating it out here.
And we got a new subscriber. NJ, I'm hoping that's New Jersey Hag 13. Thanks for the subscription.
NJ Hag 13, welcome aboard.
Welcome to the nation.
Yeah, as you pointed out to me earlier, we're running TikTok list tonight. So Ronnie's going to go down there swinging for the 3rd out of this top half of the 4th.
Yeah, I just think whoever bats last here, I don't think we're going to play a 6th. We might get to the 5th, but and the commish has made an appearance.
And there he is. You don't even recognize him anymore.
Oh, I still recognize him.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he just, to me, commish went from like the relaxed, property owner, kind of like just a good time kind of guy, to now he looks like the standard 40-year-old dad to me, like businessman look.
Just came home from work, got his golf shorts on, and
got the New Balances and the golf shorts on, look at him out there. In all seriousness, we love our commish. We're very happy that he brought this whole thing together. This has been quite the ride so far, Brad. 2 years.
2 years, yeah. I came in December of last season, right in the middle of COVID. It was a way for us to escape when it was crazy, and now we've, got almost 26,000 followers and 700, 800, up to 700 viewers a night. We got 362 right now, and unfortunately, no TikTok tonight.
Yeah, I think that we're being sabotaged here with our specific viewership, Brad, as they're just a little bit afraid we might break the record tonight if we had the TikTok.
Yeah, you couldn't be more charismatic, and after last night, everybody saw what happened, so they're going to want to see if we had any craziness between me and you.
Oh, yeah, no. We're all good. We really made sure that we're enjoying the rest of this season, as we're pretty much eliminated from any type of protection, not going to the relegation tournament in some form. We just came out and had fun yesterday, Brad. That's all I can say. I mean, obviously it sucks to lose, but I think we had probably the most fun for a team that got swept all season.
I don't know.
We've got 3-1 up here, but
yeah,
I believe it's actually 2-2.
And I want to say the best thing that happened to the Tomahawk/Legends was us going into that relegation tournament.
Yeah, I mean,
we came together as a team. Stevenson hit a home run. We were 7-35, stayed in the league, and then we've been a playoff team
ever since.
So there's something to be said about finding yourself, enjoying yourself, and then having that little bit of extra camaraderie and come together.
Yeah, hopefully we can find that. Third time will be a charm for us. We played the Stonemen in back-to-back seasons in the play-down game, and then we made the playoffs last year.
Still the most memorable home run in PLW history by the one Chris Warfield.
Oh, how long ago. As Greg's going to roll over to Ethan Ibarra. Ibarra going to throw that one in the dirt. Wow.
Wow.
It's a crucial error from Ibarra. As you cannot give up base runners.
And that brings up Christian Santianes.
Yeah. As he's hit a home run and a triple tonight.
And hasn't missed one.
It's not a hit.
Johnny Castaneda really needs a reminder on the rule book because he's been out quite some time. Haven't changed that rule, though, Brett.
No. I think if Christian gets a strike here, he's going to hit another home run.
Oh, I would agree with you. I mean, he's picked up right where he left off just a handful of seasons ago. Obviously, a little bit of a learning curve, right, getting back into it last week. I wasn't here to watch that. I heard that it was a little bit tough go-around, but by the end of the night, he came around.
Well, he's used to seeing 85, 90 in college baseball, not moving as much. Hitting the ball is not his problem, or the speed won't bother him. It's a matter of adjusting to the movement and probably slowing down.
Yeah, I would agree with you. If anything, slowing down definitely the big difference. As he's going to swing through. That's going to be the first out of the inning. I really think that, Brad, no matter what happens, this game ends in the fifth. If the Vaderz can't get it done, then it's going to be a snapper's end of the fifth. It's going to bring up Taylor Briner with 2 on, 1 out here. Taylor also hit a home run in his last at-bat.
2 tonight.
2 tonight. You know, I was looking at it a while back when Taylor first came back off the healthy, or with the healthy hand. I believe he was on an 11-game home run streak, with the last 6 being two home run games. So
yes,
he was definitely on quite the tear coming right off that injury. And he hasn't really let off the gas. I mean, he's jumped his average a ton. He's put himself right into contention, in the home run race. And we got to remember, he had 24 games with one hand. He's going to go down swinging there. That's going to be 2 outs. That uncharacteristic swing from Taylor Briner there.
But no rest for the weary. Here's Rookie of the Year candidate Ryan Murphy. He's also hit a home run tonight.
Pretty much no drop-off in terms of season stats right now, as you're going to see. An identical guy, also very patient at the plate.
Murph, one of the most laid-back guys. When you watch, I got the pleasure to watch him hit a softball a couple of times. Just don't get in front of it. It's just safer.
I've seen videos of both him, Wilson, and Johnny all smoke some of those slow-pitch softballs, and it's just not something you want to be in front of. You know what Trench and Adam look like to me there up on the booth?
What's that?
The other guys with
yes.
Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg. It's that dynamic duo. That's going to be 2-2 from Murph.
Tanner on, full count.
Tanner looking to get out of this inning, give his Vaderz a chance to win the game in the top of the fifth. Payoff pitch. It's going to be smoked. That's going to be a run.
There we go.
Castaneda going to take his sweet time getting home. That's going to move Brandon Gregg to second, as I believe.
No, third, right side, yes.
That was right side, correct.
Way to show us the wheels, Johnny.
That's going to bring up Jonathon Wilson. Also at home run in his last at-bat.
Yeah, there's a lot of power in this lineup. Home run here makes it really exciting. That'd be a 3-run bomb.
Yeah. Wilson very, very capable of making this a 13-12 game here. Honestly, though, if I'm Wilson, I'm thinking base hit. Keep the train moving. He had the right idea, as that ball's going to dance around, and they're going to get the third out there. As that was great fielding from Ibarra. That ball was dancing all over the place, Brad.
Yeah, got a hand on it, knocked it down. It's kind of the key here. We kind of call it the hockey goalie. Just knock it down, got plenty of time to rally to the ball and get the easy out at second.
Yeah, and Vaderz are going to be looking to put this game away here in the top of the fifth, not give these snappers another chance to bat, And I think the Snappers are countering with Jonathon Wilson to keep this game at bay and give themselves a chance to end this game in the bottom of the 5th.
Again, smart idea here. You're only going to use an inning, and it's a different look, so it's another look. It's something they haven't seen yet. Maybe slow them down for an inning. That's all they're trying to do is get another at-bat.
Yeah, I mean, anything can happen if they can get themselves into the bottom of the 5th inning here. I like this move a lot. I think it's smart. They were starting to see Brandon Gregg. He did his job. You know, he got them through 4 solid innings right after Taylor Briner was yanked after the first. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens with Wilson here, because I believe he's also going to be starting Game 2, if not Game 3, for these Snappers. So if these Vaderz see him early, it could be more of the same going into the next couple of games.
Yeah, so a completely different kind of pitcher. He reminds me of Jason Walker. He dominates with a slider. He slows it down, speeds it up, and he can control the break. And he doesn't use the holes, so it breaks sometimes 4 to 5 feet. And you guys can't kind of see that from that right center field camera or left center field camera, but that ball's moving 3.5, 4 feet sometimes, and it's impossible to barrel up when he's on.
Yeah, Wilson definitely known for the nasty behind the back that somehow still comes back and hits the pan. It's Gio. Going to swing through 51 in the zone. It's going to bring him 0-2.
And you're going to see Wilson speed him up and slow him down. Kind of dominates with a changeup. That 51 is a big difference from 55. Probably a 10-mile-an-hour difference, major league comparison.
Oh, 61 from Wilson there. That did not look to be 61.
No.
As that was levitating about 3 inches off the ground the whole pitch.
Ground ball here would be huge. Get it out.
It's going to bring the count 2-2. It's Gio looking to do his part in ending this game early. It's going to roll over to Greg Kelly there at third, and he's going to make the easy out. It's him and Christian Santillanes, not quite yet in unison in the field, but nevertheless, they made the play.
Yeah, so you'll see infielders talk. Third baseman will say, I'm diving in front. Shortstop, I'm diving behind. So they can overlap and cover that ground because they're so close to each other.
Oh, Hutt just misses that one. That's going to go foul off the Snappers' dugout.
And Greg Kelly was trying to do his Billy Osgood impression from last night when I got it. Oh, no, I don't, and fell down at the mound.
That was quite amazing. We saw a couple of those interesting ones last night. I believe we heard "Oh crap" from Matty Levine in third, and then Buck Burner rebounded the open palm served and made it out that way. Hutt's going to hold off there. That's a great hold from Hutt as that ball moves an absolute ton. Another great hold from Hutt as that was a very similar pitch. It's going to bring the count 2-2. Wilson bringing different variations of the same pitch here. It's going to fill the count as he's throwing 3 straight balls. Oh, Hutt just misses that one.
And there he is, changing speeds again. Slowed it down just enough to get him out front. And Pokey, I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to have an all-star game, maybe something for everybody to see. We have a little bit of downtime between seasons.
Yeah, I mean, we got a little bit of time, right? We got about 2 months with the field. I think it would be cool to bring the all-star game back in the home run derby. Definitely was a fun event to be at. We made it an all-weekend event the last time we did it. I think it gives these guys something to look forward to. You know, they've had a bunch of these guys have had fantastic record-breaking seasons. Let's let them reap the benefits. Santillanes going to reach for that one. Go down 1-2.
Definitely. You might as well enjoy the last couple of weeks. We've talked about a redraft, throw everybody into the pot and see what happens for a couple of drafts or like a weekend series and see what happens.
Yeah, that would be also very fun. I know that's been mentioned a ton, and Santillanes going to pop that up. Jesse taking one out of Tom Gannon's book, doing the old clapper.
Well, they say imitation is the most sincerest form of flattery.
Something like that. I mean, I've always thought that was an interesting saying, but...
Yeah, me too.
I was going to see Roundy coming back out again. Interesting, Billy Santillan keeping himself out of this game. Helped himself cover the no decision. Roundy's been effective, though.
Been effective, and that's kind of been his bugaboo as well. He's a Brandon Gregg clone. He's Tom Glavine-esque. Gets through the first, he gets tougher as he goes on. But if you can get him early, he'll walk out, and then you got him like that the rest of the night because he just can't seem to find it. Once he loses it early, he has a hard time finding it later.
Yeah, I mean, there was a time throughout the season when I was casually looking at the stats that Tanner had 18 walks and 18 Ks through 18 innings pitched. So, kind of all over the place, right? But like you said, as soon as he settles into that first inning, he can go the distance.
Yeah, more walks than innings pitched. 40 walks to 37 innings pitched coming into the game.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's not a preferred stat if you are operating out of the Vaderz bullpen. And he's quickly going to work himself into a 2-1 count here to Shane Weber. Shane Weber's going to rope that one to Ibarra. Ibarra going to
Turfed it again.
turf another one there at shortstop. Wow. Not what we're used to seeing from Ethan Ibarra, who, early on in the season was just an absolute vacuum at shortstop.
Yeah, and there was talk of a gold glove, but I think that's
I think he's literally thrown that away.
Yes.
He's just hasn't quite been all there today, Yeah, he's been looking strong at the plate as we expect, but missed the tag up, thrown a couple in the dirt. Gotta wonder what's going on with him.
I just think he's trying to throw it a little harder because of the wind at his face, and he doesn't really have to throw it harder. You just got a nice and clean throw.
Yeah, you got to take your time, position the holes. You got plenty of time. Make sure the ball moves the way you want it to. Johnny's just going to foul that one off. Poke Miner suggested maybe a draft with keepers. I don't think we're going to have enough time to do a keeper league type strategy unless we did a weekly redraft.
Right.
Johnny going to rope that one to Hutt. Hutt going to make a good play to Billy Santawan. Santawan going to try and turn the double play. Is it in time? It's in time, but it's down.
And you see the umpire, Cody Reynolds, get out there into the field to get a good angle on it to see it down.
Yeah, I do agree, Evan. I like these black unis, but I don't like these black unis when it's 100 degrees out in Las Vegas, Nevada. Definitely not the preferred time to be wearing black on black.
Yeah, and we're in the shade almost the whole time, and it's still pretty miserable out there.
Yeah, we did the old black on black last night, and we were definitely feeling it. And Brendan Gregg gonna poke that one up. It seems like everybody in this Snappers lineup is using that hit stick that Taylor and Shane so famously patented in Season 2. Really made its way through their entire lineup, right, and produced a ton of home runs.
Yeah, and Taylor's pretty handy with a little hot stick. I think he, burns, melts it back into place when it bends, melts it back into place, forms it back up, and it comes back better than ever. So
we have 2-2 up here in the booth. Greg's going to rope one right back up the middle. That's going to be right side. That's going to move Johnny to third base. As the Snappers are threatening here early in the fifth inning. 1 out. Christian Santillanes up with a chance to make this a 13-12 game. Wind has died down a little bit here, Brad, from what we've seen in the early innings of this game.
Yeah, it's still up there high. We call it, the third tier, so above the palm
tier
trees.
3 winds.
Are definitely
Still blowing. It's going to be inside hot, 56. Yeah, ironically, Christian back, Manny out. No show tonight. Probably had some other obligations.
Yeah.
Also a very dangerous hitter in the Snappers lineup. They could have realistically bat 8 tonight if he was here.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of lineups that have more than 5 that they could put in the lineup and you wouldn't miss any depth. So Roundy walks out and Santillane's going to grab. Is Santillan grabbing the ball?
I think Santillane's going to grab some hot cocoa, then he's going to grab the ball. This is a very high-stakes situation. Bases loaded, massive walk from Christian there. Didn't really get any competitive pitches to swing at. Taylor Briner is up with a chance to tie this ball game.
I like the move and I don't like the move. I like the fact that you're going to your best pitcher in a game situation, but he's still the best player in the league. Doesn't matter what the numbers say. He's the best player in the league, most dangerous hitter, one of the best players probably at this speed in the country. And you have to pitch to him here.
Yeah, got to pitch to him here. Can't afford to walk in a run here. Billy not really interested in doing that as is. He's going to come right after Taylor Briner. 57 down the middle. Taylor not interested in walking either. Oh, he just misses 52 down the middle.
Not by much.
Not by much. As it look now, the Santiwans are leaving the container. They don't want imminent doom. Oh, he's going to get Taylor Briner. That's going to be 2 outs. Wow, crucial out right there from Billy Santiwan.
What a pitch. What a great pitch. Just bottom fell out of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Billy arguably gets more clutch in these situations as the game goes on. Very tough to hit off. That's going to be right at Ibarra. Is they're going to go second there.
Didn't matter.
Easy way. They're going to get out of that jam. 1 out, bases loaded jam. Billy Santiwan comes in, shuts them down. What a game we have going here. We didn't think we'd find the 6th inning. Here we are.
We found the 6th.
Here we are.
2 runs from the Vaderz ends it. If not, the
Snapper's going to get a chance to rally.
Get a chance to rally. Again, down 4, but tonight, it's the first one to 15, I think, in all 3 games.
Yeah, I mean, if we keep this pace tonight, we will break the most runs scored record in PLW history, as we are sitting here at 22 runs this game. Assuming nobody scores, you're on pace for 66. I believe the record is 67. I think people are going to score this inning. I think the Vaderz might close it out here. Wilson made it through 1. I think he's going to get beat up a little bit here to end this game.
Yeah,
that's my prediction.
Yeah, I might tend to agree there, because just where they're at in the lineup, Ibarra, Eder, Battistoni, Roundy, they're right in the.
You gotta go right through the heart.
You gotta go through the heart, and this is the best part of their lineup.
You know what they say? You got to go through the maze to find the princess, and this is definitely going to be a hard labyrinth to navigate here for Wilson. He's going to beam Ibarra. First pitch. Smoking 52 right into the side. Ooh, Wilson changing up his approach from the last inning. Not going to his trusty slider.
Here it comes.
Oh, there it is. And it's going to be hit, and it's going to move a ton, but Taylor's going to be right there to make the play in center.
It'd be hard to find a better outfield than what they have with Taylor, Briner, and Harley.
Yeah, man, Harley. Can't believe he snuck through so many teams on the waiver wires. As that dude picked up 10th by the Snappers. I mean, they got him for free.
Yeah, I was trying to pick him up, but I had to cut myself.
Yeah, that's always an awkward situation to be in. That's gone. See you later. Home run, Kyle Eder. First pitch gives Wilson a signature ball. 14-9 Vaderz. We are 1 run away from heading the game 2. No doubter.
But the beauty of this banter back and forth is Wilson dishes it, but Wilson can take it.
Yeah.
Kyle can dish it. Kyle's taking it. Again, it's in good nature. It's nothing. He knew he made a mistake, and he told him about it. But, 3 innings ago, he was telling him about it. It's fine. It's perfect.
Yeah, I mean, these guys have all known each other, like you said, for a while. You know, whether it be baseball, softball. The barking gets a little bit intense at times, but it's also mostly fun and entertaining. And, you know, these guys aren't taking anything seriously. You know, Eder likes to get into the barking, you know, but he's not afraid to take it either.
Exactly.
And same thing with Wilson. He's going to take one inside on the groin.
That's a sharpshooter.
That's a sharpshooter from Jonathon Wilson.
.52 just slows it down.
Tanner, very, very confused by that pitch and how it was under at 52.
1 more run. Can they do it? Because I don't know if 14 is not going to be enough.
I don't think so. I think these Snappers given the chance, usually rise to the occasion. And just like that, Brad, though, with that home run, we are now on pace to break the runs record for a single series in the PLW.
Oh, in the lead, they get a couple runs, and there are those Santiwans again.
Mm-hmm. Roundy's going to roll over to Greg Kelly there. Greg going to make the easy out. That's 2 outs here. And we're going to see Gio Battistoni with a chance to end this game.
So these two have a history. They play on the same team, and then they played on opposing teams in softball, so a lot of fun here.
Yeah, both powerhouses from what I've heard as well.
And they get out of it.
They're going to get out of it. They've got a chance to go out and win this game. Could you imagine? We see a 16-14 game here, Brad.
What's the bottom? It's 16-14, but you can have a 15-14 here.
No, it's win by 2.
But it's the bottom of the 6th. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Bottom of the 6th. The win is a win.
That's correct. It is bottom of the 6th. They don't pay me to count. Oh, wait. They do. You're going to see Billy Santiwan back on the mound.
Yeah. They pay you to count.
They pay me to count, but I don't do a good job.
Yeah.
Taylor Briner actually asking the same question that I just asked. Also not quite sure the rules, but I believe you're 100% correct. This is the bottom of the 6th. Any other given situation, right, it would be win by 2, but since it's the bottom of the 6th, 15-14 should do it.
15-14 does it because it's the bottom of the 6th. If it goes tied, then they have to
win by 2 in the tie.
No, then it just goes to the
just
next.
Keeps
going until somebody wins.
It's the 6th inning, so the game ends with us up by 1 if we get to 15. Win by 2 to end it early only.
Little out front. Watch your lips.
Wilson pulls that one foul with power.
Oh.
63. If it hit him in the head, it'd be another.
He's going to take him up top there. And he's going to get him swinging through 55 double nickels into the zone.
Again, Billy doesn't walk anybody with that knuckleball, so he's obviously throwing it for strikes or close enough that it is a strike. Looks just like a strike.
He's going to bring up Shane Weber. Shane's going to poke that right to Ibarra. Ibarra's going to stomach that. He's going to throw it to Gio. Probably the smart move. Ibarra knows he hasn't been able to make it home tonight, so does a little relay to Gio Battistoni.
2 throwing errors, and he says, hey, I want no part of this right now.
Don't often see that relay from a very capable fielder, but that works as Castaneda going to sky high. Roundy going to one-handed snag that. That's the ball game, Brad. Just like that. Santiwan comes in. 1, 2, 3 ends of 6. Cold-hearted. Wow. Vaderz take game 1 in an absolute duel. Brad, 14-9 the final score here. As we're going to catch you here in 15 seconds. And game number 2 coming right up after this. Welcome back, viewers, to Hideaway Field. You are here for Game 2 of Snappers Vaderz. Vaderz take Game 1, 14-9 in epic fashion. Home runs, errors, lazy tag-ups, no tag-ups in certain key situations. This game has had it all so far. We're going to look to see a lot more of this in Game 2 and 3 as both of these teams are very capable of putting up 15 runs in quite a hurry, Brad.
Yeah, wind's still kind of blowing out, kind of gusty. You can't see it on the stream, and we basically saw the best pitchers for both teams. Santiwan used up, I think, 4 innings in that first game, so doesn't have a whole lot left. Roundy was effective when he was in, and then they figured him out and they started hitting him hard. So who will figure out the pitcher earliest and often? And it's going to be, again, I think it's a race to 15.
Yeah, I think we're going to see another race to 15. Like you said, Wilson's going to start this game. Got hit there towards the end a little bit. Absolute monster home run from Kyle Eder there in the 6th inning to make it 14-9. Taylor Briner got beat up early, Game 1. We're probably going to see him come back at some point in the series. We haven't seen Christian Santillanes, and I know that he got a little bit of pitching in a couple seasons ago, so we might see him. Curious to see who's going to start for Game 2 for the Vaderz, as they're not as deep as this Snapper squad, right? They have Tanner Roundy, they have Kenny Santillanes. They got options, but again, no clear-cut Game 2 starter in most situations.
Yeah, the drop-off from a Billy at 12-0 with a 183 ERA. The next best pitcher is Roundy at 5-7 with a 450, and like we talked about earlier, more walks than innings pitched. Walker, the second most innings pitched, but again, a guy who people in this league have seen multiple times, and he features kind of the same pitch over and over again, and second time through the lineup, these guys just see it and they hit it so well.
Yeah, I mean, very, very formidable pitcher. I think he does his best when he can really settle into a game. But like you said, if these guys see him, they see him early, they see him often, and he can also dig himself in a hole. And so we're going to take a look at the standings. Vaderz just won the last game, so they are now 31-15. They are now 3 complete clear games of the ones. Snappers dropped to 25-21. They're going to be tied based on games behind with the Legends yourself. The playoff picture really coming into fruition here. As you can see right now, 4th and 5th place battle, Legends, Sand Vipers. What do you got for that series, Brad?
Much of the same. I mean, we've played really well against them this year, 5-1. It kind of started it started with the trench, and I like our team against really anybody. When everybody can show up and our offense is here 1 through 6, our 7th, Jason Stevenson didn't play last night.
Yeah, that also shocked me a little bit, as he was obviously down with that injury, but also a very formidable hitter that didn't show up.
So yeah, here we go, Jonathon Wilson. It looks like we're going to start with the same lineup, Santillanes leading off, and let's see if we can get a little bit more offensive fire.
Yeah, I'm honestly hoping that they can break the single series record for runs scored, as they put up 23 total runs combined in Game 1. The weather has calmed down significantly. A lot less wind here in Game 2. As Billy's going to rope one instantly off of Wilson into the seats. That's going to be a home run from Billy Santillanes to lead off Game 2. And they are picking up right where they left off. That's made all the little Santi winners over there excited. Is Billy, another home run? Where did this power come from?
I don't know. We found his bat like 5 times in the series. We got to play him back-to-back, and he hit 4 of his 7 home runs coming into the season in that series. And he's found it. He's found his stroke. And once you start seeing it go over the wall, you know you can do it. Now you're just swinging. It doesn't. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, definitely a confidence booster for him, as he was not known to be elevating the ball. And honestly, a lot of teams played 4 infielders against him.
Yeah, we moved in. We had everybody about 15 feet in because he was kind of dunking in front of everybody, and then he powered up.
Yeah, definitely figured it out. As Ibarra back-to-back home runs right to the Santillanes family. That's going to be a quick 2-0 as the Vaderz jumping on Jonathon Wilson here early. And he's not going to forget to tag up from third here, as he's gone all 4 bases with that one, Brad.
Yeah, so here we go. This is what they do. They have power, but until the snappers have hit, the pitching drop-off for the Vaderz are so bad. They have to win a slugfest in this game.
Yeah, this has to be another 14-9 type of game for these Vaderz if they're going to want to take home this series. As you've heard kind of a silence come over the field after those last 2 home runs, the snappers bench has calmed down just a little bit here. So Eder's going to swing and miss, bring the count to 2-2.
And I keep telling Kyle, for an extra $1, we can get him a shirt that fits.
I know. Gosh. I'd be hypocritical, Brett, after last night if we started talking about that, but that's going to be back-to-back. Kyle Eder sends another one over the container. Jonathon Wilson getting tattooed here in his start early. He is not going to be happy about that ERA after this.
It's 3 solo shots. That's until the other unless they can score 15 in the first inning, it's still anyone's game.
Yeah. At this pace, we might see 15 batters, 15 runs. pan around and gonna poke one the other way. Back to back to back to back for the Vaderz, Brad. This is absolutely incredible as the first 4 batters of this game have hit home runs off of Jonathon Wilson. Oh my goodness. Wow.
And there's the murderer's row we talked about in the pregame.
Yeah. You teed it up for this exact moment, Brad. Murderer's row. All 3 guys gonna get to 50 RBIs this season, no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, Ibarra's pushing 50 now. Roundy's up to over 45, and Eder was already there. And Battistoni only needed 15 RBIs in the last 9 games to get to 50. They literally could have 4 guys with over 50 RBIs in one season.
Wow, and it could be tonight. Could you imagine, Brad? 5 home runs.
Yeah, I haven't seen it happen. It'd be the first. I think the 4 in a row is the first.
Oh, that's going to...
63, though. 2 more. 2 more. You were there.
Wilson, at this point, looking to beam a guy just to not give up another home run.
Smart.
Yeah, smart move.
The fact that he waited that long.
Yeah. Wow, I'm still in shock. I'm actually shaking a little bit. I don't think we've ever seen 4 home runs in a row. Oh, Gio just misses that one for 5.
And 4 of them, no doubters.
Yeah, all of them, no doubters. No wind aid, just absolute nukes. Oh, and Gio wanted to make it 5 as he's going to go down swinging for the first out of the inning. Snapper's going to congratulate Wilson on making it out as it seemed to be tough there for a little while.
So now here's where the lineup shifts. Their 6 hole is lacking.
Yeah, I mean, both rookies in the league at this point in time. So they're still coming around. They're still learning. You know, it's not an easy league to jump right into. I know Alec Hutt was a big acquisition for them with the free agent chip that I magically gifted them. They've been mixing up. Kenny Senwan has got a lot of power. He's going to poke that one. That's going to get down in front of Taylor Briner as these Vaderz keep on hitting. They've turned the lineup over.
This was the same recipe they did in the first game. They scored 6 runs, and then Snappers came right back and took a lead. So it's, again, until they get to 15, it's nothing safe.
Yeah, nothing's safe with these 2 teams. He's going to take that one off the cheeks, 59 from Wilson. Billy, good eye, lays off the inside ball there, 57.
New poll. Oh, who will win game loss?
Yeah, that's the. Oh, Billy just misses that one. Wilson's going to try and make the play. Oh, my goodness. Oh, no, not in time. I almost called a Jesse Capps double play there. I think I would have seen it all.
Yeah, but really smart. Smart, not taking the. I mean, if he could have caught it, obviously, but he surrounded it, got the force out at second, and gave Jesse a chance. I mean, give him a chance. You never know. As we saw last night, 14.99.
Oh, my goodness, Brad. I swear I won that challenge, and I just got hosed. I felt bad for my man Buck, as he definitely deserved to be on base there. And, you know, it actually would have been a 2-run lead for us at that point in time.
Yeah,
had that challenge been correct.
And it would have just been a tie game.
There's another one. Smell you later, ball. Ibarra makes it 6-0 as Jay Wilson is going to exit this game. 5 home runs in the first inning. Can't even go a complete inning before getting yanked here, as that was their ace. The Vaderz just tattooed the Snappers' ace.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. But now you're going to Shane Weber. So a different look. And I still don't think it's over. Like, yes, it's 6 runs, but this is the same recipe we just saw.
Same exact recipe, yeah. I agree with you. I don't think it's over yet, but it's definitely demoralizing for the Snappers camp, as you were really relying on J-Dub there to give you a couple solid innings early, and you just can't get it done. Yeah. Shane Weber hasn't gotten a lot of pitching in after the surgery, so it'll be interesting to see what stuff he's got coming off of that knee surgery.
But a notorious strike thrower, been a veteran since season 0, I think. I think he's been here since the beginning. just a notorious strike thrower. Kind of mixes it up, a little speed. And like you said, he's been out almost the whole year. The Vaderz haven't seen him.
Yeah. Vaderz haven't seen a lot of him. Vaderz played the snappers in the latter half of the season, so Weber obviously not around. Got the surgery mid-season. Eder takes inside there. Ball 156. Oh, he's going to roll over to Jesse Capps. Going to try and make... Oh, he makes the play. That's a sketchy one.
Sketchy.
He's going to make the play there, Brad. And we're going to go to the bottom of the first. Identical situation to game one. Snappers find themselves down 6-0. Tanner Roundy going to get the start on the mound here for game two.
So this will be very important. Can they answer? Can they scratch a couple across? Can they get a crooked number up? Or walk Tanner out? Then what?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about keys to success before the series started, and I think the keys to success in this game to win the series for the Vaderz is Roundy needs to go 2 or 3. They're not going to be afraid to go right back to Billy if that's the case. As we're going to take a look at our boys down the booth, we've got Max Fernandez of the Bombers and Kyle Lohman of the Night Owls. We really appreciate all the hard work you guys are doing down there for us. The stream team is a vital part of our whole operation here, as we have, on any given night, 7 volunteers, Brad.
7 volunteers, but those 2 chumps got air conditioning.
Yeah, that is true. Definitely a big advantage for those guys as they're just cruising down there, pushing some buttons, drinking a couple Cocos, just enjoying themselves in the nice AC. Tonight's umpiring staff includes Buck Burner, home plate umpire, Trevor Bauer, third base umpire, Cody Runnels running the pad and first base umpire.
And you got
rounding out
Bruce the
Houston.
Juice in the sky cam. There's Bruce right there.
He is Bruce. We appreciate you. Even though you're a Celtics fan, it's okay.
I know, they beat my Bucks. I'm not happy about it.
Taylor's going to find himself in a 1-2 count. Nevertheless, he's going to smoke that 1 through the 5-6 hole. He's going to be on for Ryan Murphy here to lead off the first for the Snappers.
He has probably got over 300 now. At one point in the season, he was hitting under 200.
Yeah, there was a time when he was the 7th best hitter in this Snappers lineup, albeit with one hand. So you pretty much just have to double his average at that point if he had 2. It would be the equivalent of a slump for Taylor Breiners. 300 would be a slump for him. Billy gonna turn the beautiful looking double play.
Poles outside.
Yeah.
Poles outside? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's got to be inside the pole. So if he hits the pole, it has to be the center panel. It can't be the poles.
Oh, okay. I see. They're calling it the side poles there. So he did not turn the double play. Ooh. J-Dub.
43. Wait an hour and swing 43.
Tough swing at that one. He's going to Javi Baez his way through that pitch.
He says,
he's going to smoke the next one. Home run. Jonathon Wilson. He's going to toss the bat at the pitcher there. A little disrespectful. Very, very similar to last game. Snappers answering back early.
Yes.
Come on, J-Dub.
Oh, and now Johnny moves up in the lineup into the 3 hole. Is this the 4 hole? Into the 4 hole?
Right back to where he was just a season ago, right? Really crucial. At times was floating around the 4 hole, worked his way up to lead off towards the end of the season. I don't think they can really miss picking him in any of those spots early in the lineup.
If he shows up, you just punt him in. You know where. Doesn't matter where.
Yeah, he's just an athlete, right? You don't need to worry about him adjusting back to the game. He'll figure out on his own. Just play him, right? If he's going to be there, you play him. He grounds that one to Ibarra. Ibarra going to be able to make the play. There we go, Ethan.
And we get a standing ovation in the booth.
Right back into form.
Standing ovation out of the booth. I'll take it in good fun.
Well done, yeah. Just because we have high expectations for him there at shortstop. if it was me, Brad, my own team was talking about that there was a 50-50 chance I even caught the ball play at second that I made yesterday.
Oh, come on. You got great hands.
I'm known for the hands.
Oh, and we got a Nick Sansone sighting, too?
Oh, Sansone. Should make him a bird, an honorary bird, since he loves the bird, you know? Oh, that's going to be smoked, but that's going to be right to Kyle Eder. That's only going to be the second inning, or second out, I believe.
That's 3 outs.
That's 3 outs.
That's 3 outs.
A little bit behind here.
Well, the guys in the air conditioner are behind.
Yeah, they're relaxed. They're enjoying themselves. Probably, choking down some pizza down there. They've got it made, Brad. They've got it made.
Got it made.
As we're going to see a full container here. This is what I like to see. Coming down the pipe here, end of the season, bunch of PLW supporters, family, friends, other PLW players. I mean, they've got the container stacked right now.
I wouldn't be surprised if the championship series this year is going to be the most spectators we've had as far as league people showing up, container, just the stands are full.
I hope so. I mean, that's what we really built this place for. The last couple seasons, we've slowly gained the viewership, the following. I think everybody in the PLW loves watching the PLW if they're not playing in the PLW, or doing something with the PLW if they're not playing. So I'm definitely expecting high attendance for whoever ends up lucky enough to make it into the most likely final championship series at Hideaway Field.
Yes.
Don't test me.
I wasn't here.
Oh, the knuckleball. He says,
That
knuckle
one
me this.
fell off the table, Brad.
He says, knuckle me this, Batman.
Shane looking ever so serious on the mound, looking to fall right into where he left off pre-surgery, as he was also a pretty strong pitcher for this team prior to that surgery.
Yes.
Ooh. Tanner's going to reach up and foul that one off. Oh, man, Brad, I'm looking at this, the manager, commissioner, owner of the Sand Vipers. He's got the jean shorts, rocking the jean shorts.
Oh, wow.
As Roundy's going to go down swinging there for the first out of the inning. You're going to see Gio Battistoni in the 5-hole. Shane Weber settling in nicely here into this game after that 5-home run first from Jonathon Wilson. Gio wisely lays off that one high from Shane Weber. Trench bringing out of the vintage PLW bucket with the ice. Oh, Gio crushes that one back up the middle right at Shane. That's going to be a single. Vegan water.
All water is vegan.
So let me ask you this. If the tide that the fish was swimming in killed the fish, is it still vegan?
I don't know.
Uh-huh. We might have figured out the loophole to non-vegan water. As Kenny Santiwan going to bloop one past Jesse Caps there. Jesse not quite looking like himself so far at shortstop. Both shortstops in this game are top-tier shortstops, Golden Glove winners, not looking like themselves.
Yeah, it might be the wind playing with him. Might be a long season. This is week 16. It's been a long season.
Yeah. First time we're going 18 weeks since PLW existed, as Greg Kelly's going to bat that one down. They're going to go 2-3, and he's going to be well safe there. Very interesting play. That's the downside, right, to playing goalie. And third is that you can't always control the way you bat the ball, and it's hard for your teammates to kind of follow. And as a result of that, the bases are loaded with 1 out for Ethan Ibarra.
Not a good sign.
Not a good sign. Oh, and Brad, I have to say it. GK would hate me if I didn't. I kind of have to reprimand you here.
I don't care.
I know. I have to make it known I'm playing by the book here. Hardly do I ever do that, but. See you later. Grand slam, Ethan Ibarra, as Tanik shows up with his dates. What a great moment for Ethan Ibarra. 3 home runs this game. Really rebounded from game 1. This is going to be 10-2 Vaderz, as they're looking to put this game out of reach early.
Wow.
Wow. Snappers getting punished here. You know what else, Brad? This makes a statement going into the playoffs, right? These teams are likely to see each other at some point if they both end up in the playoffs, as the Vaderz, at this point, solidifying their spot.
Well, the perk of being the number 1 seed, you pick your opponent.
Yeah, could this play into that mental psyche of who they pick? You know, they feel good. They're looking good against the Snappers so far. Could they end up picking the Snappers in that spot if it all boils down to that?
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Oh, Eder swings through.
So, I mean, I would love... should we be fortunate enough to not be in the 5 seed and be in the 3 seed and not have to play our way in,
You'd love to play these Vaderz.
please pick us.
As Eder's going to work a walk off of Weber. That's going to be his first walk. Yeah, you guys, the Legends, have seen these Vaderz relatively well. I know that both times you played, you guys won the run differential and lost the series.
Yeah, we're 2-4 against them, and we won the run differential.
Fair ball.
Oh, what the... What was that? That's incredible. Oh. That was...
I think it hit the red and the green, and I don't think that counts.
It doesn't count. It's not a sail. It's a down. It's down.
Yeah, it's dead as soon as it hits the ground.
Once it hits the ground, it's dead.
All right, so we're going to give you the full recap here in just a second. Long story short, Greg Kelly makes a diving goalie save, whacks the ball all the way back to Shane Weber. Shane's able to field it to Christian Santillanes, who gets the out at second and immediately tries to whip it home for the double play and spikes it. Ball bounces out of play, but I believe since it hit the ground first, the ball is dead once it hits the ground, and they're not going to get that out.
And Kyle's coming out of the booth to confirm.
We're doing it right.
Yep.
We're 100% right. Once it hits the ground, it's a dead ball.
And PLW treasurer Kyle Lohman has confirmed that the call on the field is correct.
So do we have 2 outs?
What a play by Greg Kelly, slapping it to the middle of the diamond instead
He
of away.
slapped that ball 35 feet, Brad.
That's the hockey goalie in him, an accomplished hockey goalie.
Has. I believe GK is actually soccer goalie. I don't want to do hockey at just justice like that.
Yeah, soccer goalie.
Hard to compare those two in athleticism, as hockey players tend to frown upon soccer and vice versa. So, Gio's going to take the cookie. 42 lob down the middle from Shane Weber. Oh, Gio going to reach down and hit a double down the line. That's going to score Tanner Roundy. It's 11-2, Brad. These Vaderz are just tacking on. GK demoralized down there at the first base line.
Yeah, and Gio is the true lefty. Down and in is his go zone, and it was down and in, and he pulls it very well.
Man, I'd love to see you get a golf club in that guy's hands. I'd love to see what kind of power he brings to the ball.
I'd love to see how many houses he's going to hook it into.
Yeah, also that. You know, I know another lefty that likes to do that on the golf course. Has some very similar power. Jim Dodos.
Yeah.
Definitely a house hunter. Kenny going to take that one. 51 off the cheeks. Man, that 51 really just gets you sometimes.
Leaves a mark.
Leaves a mark.
We had that stat last night. Most tattoos passed out by a wiffle ball. It's Nick Sansone. He's passed out more.
I think he's tattooed every pitcher on the mound.
Oh, filthy.
I believe that's going to fill the count. Because I believe Kenny worked himself into a 3-1. Oh. Swings through. That's going to be the third out of the inning. Snappers need to do something now, Brad. Now is the time to be concerned. It's 11-2.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get us. If they don't answer here, I don't see them not scoring. Oh, here we go. Another poll. Bring that up.
Favorite Vader round 1. Well, there's only 12 of them, so.
Well, none of those.
Yeah, new list, please.
New list.
Move on. See what else we can get. I mean, I might as well run away with Jason Walker at this point.
Right? Yeah. There we go.
It looks
Gio.
like it's
Although Gio will be the favorite.
Yeah, Gio's
in the
Gio's
booth.
on the list? Oh, yeah, Gio's great. Yeah. Yeah, Gio should win this poll. I know Alyssa Liu is a big supporter of Kyle Eder, so she might not be too happy to hear us saying that if she's watching tonight. But
But they're guys that volunteer. They're guys that are out here. There's guys that are umpires from time to time. Gio's on the Sky Cam. He was in the booth the other night.
Yeah, Gio's been doing it all. Great appearance in the booth last night. Rookie appearance in the booth. Did a fantastic job with you, I believe.
No,
correct? Or
well, it's not me.
Not with you.
I don't know who it was. I don't remember. I just remember watching it and going, I was like, who? Oh, it's Dodos. Tuesday night, Dodos.
Oh, Dodos. Yeah, Dodos is a great lead for the rookie broadcasters. And Gio really stepped into the role, and hey, now we've got another one in the broadcasting group.
Yeah, Dodos stood me up again.
Yeah, I was an emergency call-up today. You know, kind of like the goalie in hockey, who's the third goalie who doesn't dress, shows up to the game with a bag of popcorn, and hey, by the way, go suit up, you're playing. So.
And he can play for both teams.
Yeah, he can play for both teams. He's the designated emergency goalie for both teams. And those guys often have great nights when they come in, so I'm looking to do much of the same here.
Adrenaline is a wonderful thing.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Kyle and Gio keeping this one close. Looks like Gio's going to run away with favorite Vader round 1. Weber's going to go down and reach for that one. That's one into the zone. This fumble fingers catcher going to drop the first.
Yeah, we definitely don't have a great catcher behind the plate.
Wow, that's going to be gone. See you later, Shane Weber. Shane has sneaky power. It just looks effortless when he swings the bat, but when he does, it's just gone in a hurry.
He was telling me at a point last season, he had like 10 series in a row where he had a home run.
I believe it. I believe it. Look at him working out the knee there, backwards running, really not listening to the doctor.
Yeah, the doctor doesn't know anything.
Yeah. Thank God his doctor does not watch the PLW, as he would probably be having a heart attack right now. It's going to be 11-3 snappers. Going to need to do that a couple more times if you want to bring yourself back into this game.
Well, get within striking distance, get a couple more runs, get within striking distance, and definitely try and get...
Oh, as he's going to go around there as he broke the hit stick. That's a double sin right there from Brandon Gregg. Might as well send him all the way down the end of the bench there with that. That's the hit stick. Taylor Brown will fix that thing up just after the series, but that's going to hurt the snappers for now, as that is their signature bat.
Well, they have 2 hit sticks, but one's the hit stick and one is like the alternate.
I believe that's the hit stick.
Yeah.
And you're going to see it immediately as Taylor Briner is just going to fly out to Roundy for 2 outs. And Murphy trying to break the other stick there off the backstop. What is going on in the snapper's dugout? Yeah, wow. Hit stick. Not working off. Ibarra going to make that play. He's going to get the golf claps.
Golf claps.
Tonight, he's 50-50 right now. Tonight.
Way to get a fielding percentage.
Yeah.
I think he's hitting higher than his fielding percentage.
Yeah, that could be very much the case, as the dude's gotten like 5 home runs tonight now. 2 in the first, 3 in the second.
Well, so he might be, so he started with the night with 52 RBI. No, 45 RBI. So he's officially over 50.
Has to be.
Over 50 now with that grand slam. You have 2 guys with 50, and Roundy only needed 7 coming into the night to give him 50. We talk about, records getting broken. This is something,
Yeah, it'd be
offense that you
interesting
haven't
to see
seen.
if that stat was that stat line's ever been put up in the PLW with 3 players, 50 RBIs. I don't think so.
No.
We haven't had long enough seasons, albeit the Taylor Briner snapper squad from 2 years ago probably made a good run at it. But
Yeah.
50 RBIs is quite the accomplishment through this point in the season, as we're not through 50 games yet.
Well, and you got to remember, too, the first half of the season. This is only the first real season with 6. Last year, we only played half and half with 6. So you only had 5 guys in the lineup a lot of times, so it was hard to get 3 guys because only 5 guys batted.
Yeah, and the amazing thing, Brad, and we were just talking about this last night on our bench, is that we thought that less balls would get down in the field, less runs would be scored, but the bats have adjusted extremely well to the extra fielder in this league, and we're still seeing plenty of action.
Yeah, I think it's probably the right mix. I know we've struggled with finding that mix. I think we've got it. I think we got the mix now. We've got the right numbers, right number of rosters, right number of teams.
Yeah, I think 6 for 6 is the perfect amount of time. Well, 6 times 3, It just works out perfectly. You really have to make a great play on both sides of the ball to win games.
Yeah, and the one the wiffle ball gods find you. The one error turns in, and these lineups roll over so fast. 2 hits and you can roll the whole lineup over.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it. The Vaderz have rolled the lineup over in the first inning, both games so far, just like that. Santiago going to roll over to Jesse Caps. Can he make the play? Jesse still not looking himself. You know, he gets it there, but that's not the traditional throw from Jesse Caps. Still trying to sort himself out. It looks a little bit discombobulated out there, Brad.
Yeah, it just looks like might be a little uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Yes, Mateo, we're talking about 50 RBIs in a season with 3 guys on the same team.
Yes, Mateo, I don't believe that's ever been accomplished by 3 teammates.
In the same season.
Just because you and Max might hit 50 home runs each this season doesn't mean it's not still impressive for 3 guys to hit 50 RBIs. As the Bombers, I believe, have 3 players in the top 5 home runs as well going into this week.
Yeah, they're not called the singles. They're called the Bombers for a reason.
Zabarro's going to work a walk, and that's going to do it for Shane Weber. As Kyle Eder walked him last inning.
So Kyle started the day with 22 home runs and 52 RBIs.
Wow.
Oh.
And he's officially a rookie this season, so that's some incredible numbers. I know there's been some banter back and forth that some people believe he's the undisputed runaway right now for Rookie of the Year. You know, the odds actually have him as a dog at this point in time. And I believe because the way we base our polling is all around, you know, fielding, pitching, and batting. And he just hasn't had the innings. And there was actually a little bit of drama surrounding that for a little while. He wanted to get the pitching in. He wanted to get the innings in. Jokingly threatened to trade. Maybe he was a little bit serious about it. He wanted to go somewhere where he could become Rookie of the Year, well-rounded.
Yeah. I think he's definitely in the top 2. You got Mark Tavano's been, I mean, he was leading the league in RBIs coming into the ninth. That's obviously changed. Ryan Murphy, under the radar, sneaky 350. You know, if you changed the numbers on these 2 guys and you didn't say, hey, who's who, you couldn't tell the difference between their numbers. And one's talked about Rookie of the Year and the other one's not mentioned at all.
Yeah. And then you got the sneaky leading candidate right now, Will Morris.
Yeah.
Really well-rounded, you know, all parts of the game. Pitching like he's been in the league for 4 seasons. Not quite hitting at the numbers that we're seeing Murphy and Tavano and Eder at, but formidable hit batting, and he's a great outfielder as well. So I believe right now he's leading the polls and the odds, but definitely some controversy around that. Eder going to roll over to Jesse Caps. Going to try and make a play to Christian. Christian going to make an error at second. Eder's going to be safe there on the error. Yeah, I mean, no matter who wins Rookie of the Year, Brad, it's pretty incredible the numbers that a lot of these rookies have been putting up. We definitely had a very, very strong rookie class this go-around. I mean, there's been 4 to 5 impact rookies this season in a lot of crucial rosters.
Jimmy Perez on your team.
Yeah, Perez has been great, man. Couldn't have picked a better guy. As they're going to turn the 3-2 double play, I believe. Yep, so they're going to turn that 3-2 double play there. And that's going to do it. They're going to get out of that inning. We're going to see Tanner Arena back on the mound. This is exactly what I said, Brad. If Roundy can go 3, they're going to go most likely back to Santi 1. Maybe not Billy. Maybe Kenny now with the 8-run lead. I would go Kenny.
Kenny or Walker. Get Walker some innings so he can figure it out.
Yeah, depending on who they're going to start. And actually, they're going to do it now. They're going to go to, I believe, we're going to find out.
Kyle. Oh, Sasai.
Sasai. Ooh, interesting call.
Well, I think he needs 3 games to be eligible.
Ah, that would make sense.
So you get him an inning here when you're up 8. He only has to face 3 batters. So once he throws 1 pitch, he gets that game. And it never, if he gets rocked, they can go right back to Roundy. Up 8.
Yeah, only has to pitch to 3 batters. You know, if there are 3 home runs, they go right back to Roundy. They go to Billy. Kenny's all right. And they can give Walker a shot in there, get him warmed up for a potential Game 3 start. But Sasai, really, it'd be great for him to get qualified. You know, I'd love to see Sasai get a playoff appearance. I mean, Sasai has been out here dedicating a lot of time to PLW since the beginning. He was volunteering the most before he was even in the PLW, believe it or not. So when we had that season 0, Sasai obviously wasn't on a team.
Yeah.
And he would come out here and volunteer in any way possible to get in. So I'm really happy, that his Vaderz earned their way in, and then they've had a lot of success since then. As he's going to instantly give up a double to Wilson.
So, and Sasai has worked really hard in this game. I mean, in the Taco League with his team, he was one of the better pitchers in their team to get them, just through that league. It was fun to play.
Long time ago.
Yeah, Sasai definitely a grinder, Brad.
And we like grinders.
We like grinders. Of all varieties, poker.
Right? That's what I was doing when I
Wiffle
texted you. I was playing a little poker before we got here.
Yeah, there you go, Brad. That's the lifestyle. That's what I'm working to achieve, is being able to play poker at 4 o'clock on a Thursday.
Right? Me too.
That's the dream. Sasai's going to... Ooh. Johnny Wilson going to break another... Johnny Castaneda going to break another one off his back, as he's going to bring the count to 2-2. Ooh, Sasai brings with a floater.
I wouldn't throw him that.
No, that's
this just in. Don't throw the softball player a softball.
Yeah. Don't throw him the looping lollipop he's used to seeing. Oh, he's going to go down and reach him for that one. Still full count here.
This is Johnny Castaneda.
Yeah, Johnny working a full count here off of Sasai. Sasai's going to walk Johnny. Again, Sasai's only going to go one more batter until they can get him out of this game. And Christian Santana is coming up. Not going to feel any mercy for Sasai here if he takes him deep.
I don't think anybody on either team's feeling any remorse or kickback. But again, it's been banter back and forth, but I don't think it's been hostile banter at any stretch.
Yeah, the banter really quieted down after the Vaderz jumped out 11-2. That'll usually quiet things down a little bit, but again, like we said earlier, it's friendly banter. Christian's going to work another walk, and Sasai's going to be out of this game in a hurry. That start reminds me almost exactly like my start from last night. Minus the opening home run.
Yeah, well, I don't envy anybody pitching to Nick Sansone right now because he's been locked in for about 4 weeks.
Yeah, he was angry last night.
I don't think he's ever angry, but he's very...
Angry at the ball.
Yes. I just like the fact that he literally passes out... Oh, somebody broke a bat, it sounds like. But
it's a little bit more than that. Sasai is not happy he just walked out of this game. Bases juiced, no outs. Shane Weber very capable of hitting a grand slam here, and this could be an interesting game in a hurry.
Yeah, and then they'll look back and go, hey, what did we just do here? Like, I'm all about getting the inning with 2 outs.
No. Oh, no. That's not a pretty sight to see.
Now he's just throwing his bat away.
Yeah, that thing was beat up. Wow. I mean, I've pretzel bats in my day, and I have not seen one beat up that bad.
Shane Weber home run his last at bat. Mm-hmm. Hit it right to the Santiwanis.
Yeah. The Santiwanis. Billy and the Santiwanis. That's a good one. Ooh, that ball moves like 3 different ways.
Purdy.
Purdy. Man, poor Purdy from the Lightning does not get a rest from Tim Riley, as Tim Riley makes plenty of those old boy band memes for Jake, no matter what. Kid could go out and pitch 9 complete innings, 15 Ks, and Tim Riley's still throwing him under the bus with one of those memes, man. He doesn't get it. He's the nicest kid I've ever met, too.
I know, right?
Me and him were chirping friendly back and forth, and as he got walked in an inning, he walked over to me and was apologizing about the banter. I was like, man, we're here to play ball.
Yeah.
Like, we're playing wiffle ball. It doesn't matter what you say. I dish it out plenty. I can take it.
Now, can we get a big base hit here, or do they ground out to the dreaded double play? Ooh, is right.
Yeah, Tanner's got quite the arsenal, as we've seen a ton of different delivery angles. And he's going to get Greg nowhere close to that one.
So a little lefty on lefty crime there. They both throw the big screwball. They've gotten each other on the same pitch.
Hey, so Purdy, we got to settle this rumor that's been floating around the other day. I tried to do a little bit of research myself, but somebody had said that you were a quarterback, a starting quarterback for Bishop Gorman here in Las Vegas, Nevada. That's a very formidable high school to be a starting quarterback for, as they're nationally renowned for putting together state championship football teams. So if you kindly answer that question, I believe you're going to... A lot of people are still wondering. It's going to be roped right to Johnny, almost interference. That's going to score 2 instead. Still not feeling the energy, though, from the Snappers bench. It seems more like a formality at this point for these guys, even though it's only a 6-run game.
Yeah, it's still a 6-run game. Still 2 men on, home run here. Gets to a 3-run game and then one swing of the bat.
Yeah, then they're right back in this thing. And I think that's why Sasai was so frustrated. Not able to make an out, leave the bases loaded for his pitching staff to get him out of it. It's Murphy working a count here, 3-1.
Now my question is 3-1. He hasn't thrown a strike. And he walked the bases loaded now.
And now you really got to wonder, was it the right decision to go to Sasai in the bottom of the third, as the bases are loaded for Jonathon Wilson with 2 outs here? Oh, that's the best response we could have gotten.
Purdy's the best.
Ooh, nasty from Tanner Roundy to Wilson. 0-2. Yeah, I mean, I'm Purdy. That probably panned out a lot better than playing high school quarterback, to be completely honest with you.
Boy bands.
Hey, if you got it, you got it, right?
You guys have to tell. You have to let me know. I wasn't a part of the. I don't.
Oh, you don't know?
No.
Oh, you didn't know? Oh, we'll mention it later. Wilson going to work himself back in the count here, 2-2. And he's going to line that one up the middle. That's going to score another 2 runs and move Murphy over to third. Just like that, it's 11-7.
Here we go.
Here we go. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
Yeah, really wondering now if that was the right move from manager Billy Santawan.
Yeah, we're playing Monday morning quarterback. I liked it at the time, but walking out and not getting anybody out, and then now Tanner, they've seen him pretty well the last couple of innings.
Yeah, I mean, Tanner did his job, right? He got them into the third, like we talked about. We thought that if it was close, they're going to go to Billy Santawan. I think we would have liked to see probably Kenny or Walker.
I'd like to have seen Walker. Let's see if he can get a couple outs and get to that. Because he's been sitting now for going on 2.5 hours, and that's not a recipe for...
Yeah, that's not how Walker rolls. I mean, when he was with the Snappers, or not the Snappers, the Sand Vipers, right, when he was really, really dangerous, he was game 1 starter at times.
Yeah.
And that's where he excelled. This is going to be another full count here for Tanner. Tanner's in danger of not only walking out, but loading the bases again. Oh, instead, he's going to get Johnny Castaneda for the 3rd out of the inning. That's a crucial out, as this game is well within reach for these Snappers again, and we are at 18 runs again, Brad, through 3. What a storyline it's been for both games.
So in a league where run differential is a tiebreaker, not run scored, run differential, these guys are throwing up monster numbers, and there's no rest for the weary. Like, we had 2 guys with ERAs sub-2 coming into the game. Both of those pitchers now are ERAs are over 2.
Has to be over 2.
Yeah. So
I believe that now leaves nobody sub-2 anymore, if that would be, in fact, the case, that both of those pitchers are over 2 ERA. because they were the only two coming into tonight with a sub-2 ERA.
Yeah, because I think Tom just went over in his last game.
Yeah, the weather has really played a major factor in the rising ERAs and the success of some of these batters, but the batting is also just getting much better throughout the seasons. Now you've seen these guys, 4, 5, 6 times. Is Christian Santallanes going to sky one into the booth? But yeah, everybody's seen these guys either whether it's on film or whether it's live for a series, right? Everybody's making the second round here. You've played these guys once already. You've had plenty of time to watch them. So these pitchers don't quite have the element of surprise like they used to.
Yeah, this is familiarity league with only 10 teams and usually only 3 to 5 pitchers per team. You're going to see the same guys over and over and over again, and you get comfortable against certain guys. I mean, Trench talks about it all the time. Sometimes you get the wiffle ball roulette where every pitch is thrown at you. It's just the nastiest thing. You just have an off night. But then the other one where every pitch that's thrown at you goes right down the middle.
Yeah, it's very situational, too. I would have liked to see the league get to the point where lineups are specifically set intentionally based on every single pitcher. We're not quite there yet. Chad likes to think that he sets his lineup based on that, but we all know that's a lie. There's going to be 3 players trying to make a play on that. Foul ball. Well, foul. Yeah, I'd like to see the point where every single lineup, every single game is set based on the starting pitcher, right? That's when you know you've really peaked the level of professionalism, right? All the managers and owners, they have the stats on every pitcher versus every batter. We'll have enough data by the end of this season, I would believe, to at least make an educated guess as to what the lineup should be every single game.
Well, and that's the one thing that we still are struggling with. We announce starting pitchers and lineups, but availability. We got a lot of guys still have work. I literally was working up until, 4 o'clock, but I was scheduled to work till 5. So it's, you never can tell. You have sometimes attendance problems, attendance issues. Guys get to work. Guys don't. 18 weeks is a long time, but I'd love to announce all 3 starters. Maybe that's the next step, the next evolution that we go to.
Yeah, the next evolution of the PLW is Brendan Gregg is going to walk Gio Battistoni to lead off this inning.
Oh, what was that? What was that?
Not quite sure. Might be trying to work on a sidearm delivery method here. I've noticed that the lefties have a little bit harder of a time delivering from the sidearm.
I'd like him to stick to that screwball that he throws for a strike and continue to throw it until they hit it. It just breaks down so much and it just beats it into the ground.
Kenny Santallanes going to sky that one up to Christian Santallanes. He's going to make the first out of the inning, and we're going to see Billy Santawan.
Billy, hot hitter tonight.
Yeah, Billy boosting his average again. He might be well over 300. They might have 5 batters over 300 now, as Billy was coming in at 280 tonight. Ooh. And that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Throw it and throw it again and then throw it one more time. Just keep throwing it.
Yeah, not quite sure why he ever got away from that. That is hard to hit. Billy going to stay alive there.
Yeah, it's got a nice slider to go with the screwball. So keep that screwball down. We want balls hitting to the ground as the wind has completely died.
Well, it looks like we might actually have TikTok running tonight. I'm not quite sure where it's running, but we do have it. Tanik's bad day came over from TikTok. That's a surprise. That'd be the second one this week, Brad.
No rest for the weary.
Man, he had made a Facebook post recently, and Adam, you never can know if he's kidding or not. Said, man, worst date of my life. And I said, well, Adam, we'd like to get her review. Are you her Facebook friend? And we never got that review, but we'd like to know if you're out there. Billy, going to line that one the other way, but David Harley Jr. going to be there in right field to make the second out of the inning.
TGI Cole, no, there's no publicly owned or traded crowd-funded club yet.
I could definitely get behind that.
Yeah, exactly. I think Cuba Dave tried to get that going.
Oh, no, he doesn't know how to get that quite set up. Ethan going to poke that one. That's going to get to the wall. That's going to be dirty. Third and second. Harley Jr., not known for making those kind of errors. But
Yeah, ball was moving a lot. It kind of started on his right side and then broke all the way across his body. And again, Harley, one of the more athletic guys in the league, and if it's queuing him up, it's going to queue up most people.
Yeah, I got it.
You know, Brad, I might issue some shares on the Warbirds, actually. I think that might be a good idea. Maybe that's our key to success, is issuing shares of our teams as Eder's going to fly out to Harley for the third out of the inning.
And the Snappers survive another inning. Can they scratch again? That's 2 innings. They haven't scored. They've shut them down. Can they answer back?
Yeah, they've kind of been a little silent these last couple innings. I think they got a little bit complacent when they got up 11-2, but next thing you know, 11-7, and these Snappers have a chance to fight back here and take a lead.
Yeah, and one of the Fernandez brothers posted it in the chat about 5 or 10 minutes ago. The Snappers are scrappy. They don't roll over. They're never going to give up an at-bat. They know that they can beat you any way they can. If they get to one more at-bat, they think they can beat you, and they're holding true to their word here. They're going to try and get this to a win and force a rubber match.
Yeah, it's always tough to make the last out against the Snappers. Is, like you said, scrappy team. They're never going to go down without a dogfight.
Yeah, and again, this is season 4. We had quote unquote a season 0, so this is the 5th season, and these guys have been together, basically their core team since the beginning, and they've been in 3 championship games.
Yeah, Wilson, Briner, Weber, the core has been together now for Caps 4 seasons. Yeah, they've added some crucial pieces along the way, but that group of 4 has made the difference. Like you said, those guys have been in every single championship series, albeit 1 and 2, kind of like the LeBron of PLW, but they've been there, and that's something.
Yeah, they've been there when, the TB7 emergence season 1.
Man, what a sneaky draft pick.
Right.
Taylor was drafted, I believe, like 8th or 9th in the first draft that we ever had.
Yeah.
Manny went first. Christian taking 49 down the middle. Man, whatever he's throwing there, that thing is moving 3 different times before he even crosses the plate. That's going to be inside 2-2.
So he's throwing it's like a screwball, but it kind of breaks down and away. So it's got 2 planes of break.
Christian's going to take that one the other way. That's going to be a single to lead off the inning.
Shane Weber, again, I think the more they see Tanner, the better it is for them and build a little confidence as these guys they're going to face each other in the playoffs at some point, in my opinion. Whether it's the first round or the second round, these guys are going to face each other either in the semifinals or the finals. They're 2 of the better teams right now. They have,
Weber's going to poke that one the other way. That's going to get out of here. Wow. This is an 11-9 ball game, Brad. They are right back in it. Oh, my goodness. The Snappers have crawled all the way back to make this a 2-run deficit.
So you saw the shift. Shane, a notoriously pull hitter, he flipped that ball to right into the Garden of Serenity.
I've never seen Shane Weber hit opposite field in all of my days in PLW, and his first time that I've witnessed is a home run. Wow. They're going to give David Harley Jr. here an at-bat.
And David Harley is a low average. He's kind of like a Ryan Howard. 250 with 700 OPS. Like, he's just going to hit the ball hard.
Oh, and we've got Hamlin making an appearance here in the chat. Welcome, Nick. Nick Hamlin is a former Sand Viper / Warbird based out of Massachusetts. I believe he's hosting a tournament this weekend. Famous Instagram PLW tournament. Or not PLW, wiffle ball tournament in his backyard there called Orchard Grounds.
Nice. Yeah, I got the pleasure of playing with him when I played for the Warbirds.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We had that little scrappy.
Yes, very scrappy. If I'm in the outfield, we were very scrappy.
You and I were both in the field, Brad. That's when you know it's a little scrappy. Is Harley's going to go down swinging for the first out of the inning.
And if you look it up, if you guys want to look it up, you go to iStats. You can look it up. Who was the leading hitter in that tournament? That's right, me.
Yeah, Brad hit 600 that tournament. That was quite the incredible run.
I don't think I have more hits in that tournament, I think, in the last 2 seasons.
Oh, man, good times. Those summer tournaments were something to remember.
Yeah, they were a good time for sure.
And that is going to be hard hit. Gio Battistoni keeps that in the yard. That ball was well over the fence. He reaches back, swings it in. That's going to be a dirty single for Taylor Briner. Salt's a little cheated there.
Smart play by Gio. Great play by Gio. But right from the next part of the murderer's row for the Snappers.
And he's going to lob him in a 47 just high. Oh, and it looks like Ethan Ibarra. Well, you know, all this time we've been focused on this great game. Ethan Ibarra has won the favorite Vader pool. So, good for Ethan. Fans love him. Sick Boy Ski, probably his brother, voted him up a little bit. But congratulations, Ethan Ibarra. You are the fan favorite Vader. Nick Hamlin, appreciate the support, buddy. That's going to be another full count for Tanner Rowney. I believe he has one walk already.
Yes. And then you would have to go to Santiwan because the game's too close now.
Yeah, way too close now. You got to really close this game out. And Murphy going to roll over. That's going to squeak through Ibarra's legs. He's going to rebound, make the play. That's going to be in time. 4-4-7. Second out of the inning.
Great play by them. Once an outfielder touches the ball, it's a dead ball. So the outfielders ran away from the ball. They played it well, covered the bag. Good job, get the out.
Yeah, smart decision there for Ibarra to make up for his own mistake there and chase after it. Billy Santa wanted to chase after it, and Ibarra to cover second, as that was a great recovery.
You got top water, you're just going to have it.
Wilson has a chance to tie this game here.
I don't think they're going to throw him. I don't think they're going to throw him a pitch.
And they do, and that's going to be in the legs of Hutt. Hutt's going to be able to make the play to Ibarra, and that's going to be the third out of the inning. Plenty of time, 4-2-9. We're going to go top fifth, but we got a ball game, Brad. This is an 11-9 game. That is 20 runs through 4 innings. We are on an incredible pace tonight, and none of the wind has really played much of a factor in this game, too.
Yeah, game 2, no wind. As the sun's gone down, the wind's died. It's kind of cooled off a little bit, probably still in the low 90s. But the pitchers have stepped up after the first inning. I mean, the Vaderz haven't scored since the second.
Yeah, Vaderz haven't scored since that onslaught in the first and second. 5 home runs to open the second game from the Vaderz. Back to back to back to back to start the game from these Vaderz. And the Snappers have just picked away at it slowly but surely. They've worked themselves back into this game. They're going to go back to Brandon Gregg here again, and they're going to hope he can hold them to 2 and maybe steal a game here. Honestly, I would call it stealing because you were here. The atmosphere was way down when they were down 11-2, right? They thought there was no chance. They were getting ready to pack up and go on to game 3. But here they find themselves in a ball game, top of the 5th.
Yeah, they got a ball game. It's top of and they have a chance to win. So they have 6 outs. They got in my opinion, they got their best pitcher on the mound right now, and their defense is elite out in the field right now. So they're putting their best defensive out there. And the Vaderz, they've shut the Vaderz down for 2 innings. That's, I mean, a little complacency maybe?
Yeah, I think it's hard to judge. You see it a lot in any sport. When a team gets a large lead early on, they tend to take their foot off the gas and really lose momentum. And I think that's might be what happened here to this Vaderz team. Again, up 11-2 in the 3rd inning, and the Snappers have battled all the way back.
Yeah, this would be a steal.
Rowney rolls over to Jesse Capps. Jesse Capps going to make the throw. That looks more like the Jesse Capps we're used to seeing, as he seems to have found his comfort zone.
I think you get a couple of plays made, you get a little bit more comfortable. You know, you didn't miss the ball, you didn't dive out. We kind of noticed that in a series that we played against Jesse. We made him miss a couple of balls, and then he booted one, and he was kind of done the rest of that game, and then he found it in the 2nd and 3rd game. It was like he's done that here tonight.
Yeah. It was only a matter of time until he came around. Jesse's been a staple in the field for 4 seasons now.
Yeah.
Tim Riley in the middle of my series messaging me about paying up. Warbird statistically eliminated from the playoffs at this given time, and I may or may not have put some action down preseason with Tim Riley.
Oh, well, you guys are known to have action.
Mm-hmm. The real kicker on that bet is the second part of the bet. Tim and I have a little friendly wager. The Lightning finished ahead of the Warbirds. I got to go Frosted Tips, Brad.
Oh, no.
If-
Frosted Tips.
If the Warbirds finish ahead of the Lightning, Tim Riley is dyeing his full beard blonde, and he's not shaving it.
For the World Series of Poker, that'd be great.
Yes.
Oh, I will get pictures of that. I'll be
Yes.
I'll be hunting him down at the World Series this year.
So we've got quite the prop bet going on at the bottom. Is the Lightning are within one game of the Warbirds going into the final two series.
And there's the
As we can take a
standings.
look at
There
the
you go.
standings. Yeah, you don't have to look at the games behind. That's nothing to talk about. The real battle there is it's not the 9 and 10 lifetime rivalry between myself and Sparkles and the Warbirds and the Lightning and just all the back and forth banter. And we're going to take a look at the image here. I believe you're supposed to see a 10th place Lightning logo there in the relegated column. Warbirds sitting in 9th right now. Yeah, something happened in this graphic. Might want to kill that. Purdy saying LOL Chris, but that's what he really wants to do. Well, Jake, you can do your part in making sure that happens.
The ones tanking for the tips, Cody Schmidt. Love Cody.
Yeah, the ones tanking for the tips. Oh, Schmitty.
I just like the fact that we've got 4 teams, 5 teams fighting for 2 spots, 3 spots. It's really good. Makes the playoffs picture these last week and a half, 2 weeks really going to mean something. Kind of got an elimination game, pseudo-elimination game tomorrow night with the Bombers and the Cajuns, both at 22 and 23.
Yeah, whoever loses that series is going to be in a deep hole with the last 2 weeks of the season. They're going to go back to Taylor Brinery in the 5th.
Smart.
Okay, Santawan going to roll over. Jesse Cap's going to try and make double play. He's going to get there in time. They're going to get out of this inning, I believe. And you got 4-9-5 out from third base umpire. Wow, just like that, Jesse Cap's right back in the stride.
There you go, and there's the Gold Glover stepping up right when they need him most. He's not going to bat in the playoffs. His defense is felt that's one of the reasons that they're where they're at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a crucial play, as this Snapper squad is going to look to close the gap entirely here. But Billy Santawan's going to have something to say about that as he's coming back into the game, just like we thought he would. This is his time. Shut these Snappers down again. Use his innings. No point in saving them. Try to win the series here.
Yeah, so is it possible he can lead the league in wins and in saves?
It's looking very likely at this point.
Yeah, he got 12.
As I believe he's 2 or 3 clear of the next closest with a save column as well.
And he picked up 1 today.
Yeah,
So he gave him 7. So he was tied with saves with Wilson and himself, and one other person had 6 saves. He picked up his 7th save in the first game.
He's
coming
looking
in
to pick up his 8th.
His 8th save right here, and he's still 12-0 as a starting pitcher.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, we probably will never see those types of numbers again from a pitcher, and that's what we said when Stein won his Cy Young, and that's what we said when Taylor won his Cy Young. So the numbers just keep getting better on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, when the league averages 3.5 or 4 for ERAs, and they're at, half that.
As Johnny's going to go around on that one. It's going to be a 1-2 count.
Right by the plate. Right by the plate. Thank you.
Oh, no. Oh, no, Brad.
With Chippa.
Foul ball.
Yeah.
Well, he must be on his break at work.
Yeah, or probably not even on the break at work.
1-2.
Sorry, guys. Trying my best not to put you to sleep here. It's just my voice.
There it is.
As Castaneda sends another one over the wall. 11-10. Snappers closing this gap up here.
Pay me my money, baby.
Man, did I just get ripped apart on all ends. Johnny Castaneda, home run. 11-10. Snappers rallying here in the bottom of the 5th.
11-2. And
11-10.
And now it's 11-10. Pesky. And Santianes is up.
Oh, and he's going to set one off the scoreboard. It's 11-11. Just like that, Billy Santawan comes in for the save, and that's back-to-back home runs.
Wow.
11-11, Brad. 22 runs. Just like when it looked it was out of reach for these snappers, they have battled all the way back.
So they take a lead here. He can get a loss.
Yeah.
That'd be
Wow.
unfortunate.
That would be a terrible way to take your first season loss, Brad.
Yeah.
But Shane Weber very capable of making that happen. Oh, he's going to roll over. Ethan Ibarra going to make the play for the first out of the inning. These snappers are extremely scrappy, Brad.
Yeah, that's what's scary about them in the playoffs because they're not going to give it up no matter how bad you got them down. They were down 6-0 in both first innings, and they came back to take the lead and to tie the game up with a chance to win both games.
Yeah.
Now,
Tied up a 9-run deficit in this game. Down 6-0 to start both games, and they just don't quit.
Yeah, they don't quit. And then but Billy gets out of the inning, and they literally can roll into the top of the sixth, and the Vaderz can come back and win the game itself.
Yeah, and all the premier pitchers in this series are getting hit around. Billy Santawan has been damaged a ton tonight. Wilson blown up in the first inning of this game. Taylor Briner tattooed in the first inning of game 1. So all the premier names have been really beat up by these batting lineups.
And they're just, again, a snapper fighting every pitch, every at-bat.
And we're going to see a 6th inning more than likely in both games, Brad. And both games are going to have 20-plus runs. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, the fact that we are going to get to a 6th inning, and we started off with 6
11-2.
Yeah.
Through 2 innings, it was 11-2. We were thinking mercy rule. But Billy bounces back well, and he's going to get the second out there off of David Harley Jr.
Big matchup here. Can they take the lead?
Taylor's going to want that one back as that was right in his wheelhouse. Swings through 56. It's going to be a 1-2 count. Oh, gets him to swing up top again at 59. Not your stereotypical Taylor Briner. Second time he's gone through that tonight. But nevertheless, Brad, it's 11-11. We have a tie ball game here in game 2.
Yeah, 11-11 tie game after being, again, they start off the game with 5 consecutive home runs. And now you've got TB7, 3-time MVP, Cy Young Award winner on the mound.
Known to close out games in key situations like this.
Exactly.
Billy Santawan also known to be clutch in the 6th inning and 5th inning. I'm very surprised that he gave up back-to-back home runs there to let this game get tied up. But we're going to see a duel here down the end. I think this is going to be a 12-11 ball game one way or another.
Yeah, well, and the two that he gave him up to, I mean, you've got a college baseball player and one of the premier softball players in the country.
If not in Las Vegas.
Yeah, definitely in Las Vegas. But they have bat-to-ball skills.
Got him, ladies and gentlemen.
Leave it to GK Rabbit to hit Warfield.
Might be the hardest GK's ever thrown a ball, actually. That's going to leave a bruise on the chest in my old age here, Brad. Didn't know GK had 57 in the wheelhouse. Oh, Briner. Letting Santawan know he don't want none of that. He's going to beam him first pitch.
So can Taylor find it here? Can he get it?
And he's going to get under that. That's going to be to Christian Santillanes. Going to make the catch for out number 1 of this 6th inning. Vader's going to look to Ethan Ibarra to hit his 4th home run of the game.
So you talked about it in the opening. No wind. Taylor's much more effective in no wind.
Yeah, it's a screwball. It's not going to carry the same way. It's way more nasty, in my opinion, when the wind isn't affecting the movement. I think the reason why some of the screwballs get hung up is because of the wind. He's trying to force it through, so it's either too hot or it's not exactly where he wanted to locate it. But Briner, in perfect conditions, can locate that 54-mile-an-hour screwball all day of the week.
Yeah, so Jay Stevenson talked about that in the windy days when he was pitching, couldn't find the screwball, and kind of became a one-pitch pitcher because the screwball just wouldn't come back.
Yeah, it tends to hang up more in the wind, I've noticed. Oh, Ibarra wanted to get all of that one. Instead, he's going to make the second out of this 6th inning. Man, this would be quite the comeback if the Snappers can complete this.
Yep, gotcha.
But if Kyle Eder has anything to say about this, this is going to be a 12-11 ball game. Again, 54-mile-an-hour screwball. Absolute filth from Taylor Briner. Dialed in here, locating.
So now same arm motion, slider away. Oh.
Oh. And you can feel it in the air. Neither dugout talking right now. This is a pure battle between Eder and Briner. Oh, Eder's going to go down swinging there for the 3rd out of the inning. This Snapper squad is going to have a chance to end this game.
That's
incredible.
That will be the talking about the collapse, but no, that would be a great comeback. And again, it's kind of that's what makes a championship team. And you're looking at two teams that are playing for a championship. This is a preview of what the playoffs are going to be like every night in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, you're essentially watching a playoff series right now. As you know, Vaderz sitting in the 1 seed, Snappers in the 3 seed. This is the intensity that both teams are going to be bringing in the playoffs, if not more amplified when we actually get there. I hope we don't see this type of scoring for the whole playoffs. I like a little bit of the the 1-0, 2-1 pitchers duels mixed in, but this has been quite the show that's been put on tonight. Is we're sitting at 45 runs through 2 games, Brad.
Yeah, and
we're going to need to get to 46 minimum for somebody to win.
Yeah, this is dangerous hitter Ryan Murphy.
Mm-hmm. Billy's going to bring him the heat up top there, 57. Look, you got the band of brothers there huddling around their boy. Murphy going to go down swinging for the 1st out of the inning. Billy Santijuan is going to be dangerous here.
If Wilson hits a walk-off here, this might be the highest bat flip in the history of the world.
This bat flip might be intentionally thrown at Billy, and it might end up over the container. That's how far the bat would be flipped. And that was the one, but instead 58. Good patience from Wilson.
No, Jay Buffett will not be the greatest comeback in wiffle ball history. Maybe.
I believe in this modern PLW era, it could be.
Yeah.
That was a 9-run deficit. I don't think we've seen a larger deficit overcome. Oh, instead Wilson's going to go down swinging. Santijuan 1 out away from extra innings, but he's going to have to face the ever-powerful Johnny Castaneda.
Oh, my goodness. But Billy's not going to back down. He's going to trust that knuckler to get him ahead.
He's going to go right after him. I mean, Billy is the leading Cy Young candidate right now. Not afraid of anybody in this league. Johnny's going to swing through. Ooh, Billy brings him to 71.
So there he is going to the slider. He's got a little slider too, so.
Oh, I remember his slider. Oh, and we're going to go to extras. Billy sits him down in order. Here we go, Brad. 11-11 going into the 7th. We couldn't have guessed it just 4 innings ago, but here we are. Extra inning wiffle ball, game 2.
Yeah, you've got Taylor with a lot of innings, and Billy is burning up innings that could come back to haunt him. So this has always been the recipe when you have your ace. Can you burn up all their innings and they not get 2 wins? That's going to be the thing here. They're going to burn up a lot of Billy's innings, and if they don't win the game, they could be, I won't say wasted, but they could have been used somewhere else earlier.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you have to think advantage Snappers here, not only in extra innings of this game, but going into game 3. The longer this game goes, the more innings that Billy pitches, because you know he's never going to pull himself out in extra innings. He might exhaust all of his innings this game if this thing goes long enough. That's definitely an advantage to the Snappers if they were able to pull this game out and then go on to play game 3, because there's not a lot of depth left after Billy. You know, they really rely on Billy to spread his 9 innings out over the 3 games that he pitches. He's usually out of most of his first starters by the 4th inning.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah, that's true. He's leaving with a lead. They got a big lead, and they're able to spread him out, but not tonight.
Quietly, the Vaderz have not scored in their last 4 innings.
Yeah. And that's, yeoman's type of work from Brandon Gregg and now Taylor Briner.
Yeah, they did a great job keeping this game within a run to give them this opportunity to go and win in extras. How the tides have turned, Brad. I can't say it enough. Back-to-back home runs to start this game for the Vaderz. But yet here we are. And he's going to get rounded, falling over for the first out.
Yeah. Again, Taylor's been he kind of came over the top seasons 1, 2, and 3, and in this season he's dipped down to the side for a sidearm and even a underhand delivery. So everybody's evolving.
Even though he was a Cy Young and he's got one of the best career ERAs in the league, he's ever so evolving his approach.
Just calling me.
Gio, defensive swing there, stays alive.
Watch that ball, though.
If it hits behind, yeah. Did it hit behind? I didn't see it.
Man, it is
pretty suspenseful, tense right now.
Yeah, you can
really
feel
quiet.
it. Light conversation out of the Snappers dugout, but you can feel the tense atmosphere. Is this going to be 1-2 for Gio Battistoni? Yeah, Ed Carter 0-1. This is definitely a playoff preview as Battistoni is going to swing and miss for out number 2 of top 7. Alec Hutt pinch hitting for Kenny Santiwan, looking to provide a spark in this lineup.
Yeah, so a lot of pop here, bottom of the lineup. When he makes contact, it does a lot of damage. So it's just a matter of can he find it right here? And these rookies, if you haven't seen Taylor, if you haven't seen Sparkles, if you haven't seen these guys before, Billy Osgood, their first time through the line, you have very little chance of hitting the ball.
Yeah, I mean, Taylor just hit him with the 55-mile-an-hour screwball, and now he's going to get him to roll over to Jesse Capps. Jesse going to make the out, and the Snappers are going to look to win this game in the bottom of the 7th.
And they're saying this is it. This is when they're going to do it. And he's probably right. You don't want to give the Vaderz another chance, but that's 5 straight innings that they haven't scored.
5 scoreless innings from the Vaderz team that had put up 8 innings of 25 runs, right, Brad? Through 8 innings.
25 runs through 8, 0 in the last 5.
0 in the last 5. That's actually incredible pitching from the combination of Taylor Briner and Brandon Gregg. And I think a little bit of complacency after getting up 11-2.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we could say the momentum shifted when they brought in Sasai, but I don't think that was it. I just think that the Snappers aren't rolling over.
Yeah, I think that the Snappers never quit. Now, I will say, when you have a 9-run lead, you do get a little relaxed, no matter who they brought in. I think that it would have been the similar situation. And these Snappers they don't give up. They don't get down on themselves. That's the one thing the Snappers lineup has always been able to do is stay positive no matter what the situation is. And they've come back and scrapped out a bunch of wins that way.
That's that bush shit.
You're in the box. You're in the box right now. Ready.
Christian's going to go down swinging for the first out here in the bottom of the 7th. Billy going to come right back at him. Shane Weber going to make the second out of the inning as he waited the entire time for that ball to spin slowly but surely fair. I was worried about the 5 seconds there.
I wasn't because Ibarra was yelling at him, yes, yes, yes. So he knew he had time. He knew he had time. Smart play by the shortstop.
It's going to bring up David Harley Jr. Looking to turn this lineup over for Taylor Briner, who wants to win this game for himself.
Right.
Wow. Interesting decision there from Santawan.
But it's almost like if you can telegraph it. He doesn't want to do that in the playoffs when people are watching hard, and he comes right back with soft. Like he'll do it to somebody, and it'll be over the plate. He's been fortunate that he's kept that away, in or out. He hasn't done that, and they swung and missed that, or it's been way down. He does that and hangs it. Somebody's going to look for it and hit it over the container.
As Harley works a full count here, and I like this strategy, kind of icing the kicker type mentality here with Billy Santawan.
But I don't think that bothers Billy, because
I've seen it work.
yeah,
I've seen it work. I think Billy is used to his rhythm, and I think it's going to throw anybody off, right? You get into your pitching rhythm, and all of a sudden you're in a crunch situation, full count, bottom 7, and the guy ices you.
yeah.
I think that was a very, very smart at-bat from David Harley Jr., knowing what he needs to do there in the 7-hole. Get up Taylor Briner, give him a chance to win this game.
So they're going no doubles here. Got 3 outfielders, no doubles. Clean double would win the game.
Yep, that's going to do it. See you later, ball. Taylor Briner, home run, 13-11, walk-off victory from the Snappers. Oh, my goodness, Brad. We've seen it all here in the PLW. Snappers come back from a 9-run deficit off of Billy Santawan himself.
Wow. They, again, no quit. No quit in them. No quit at all.
As Taylor Briner is fired up, says, I'm going to do it all myself for my team. Wow.
What a game. What a game. And there's still one more to go. Now you've got a rubber match. And a rubber match doesn't really help the teams down below. 2-1, 1-2 didn't really. So it
didn't really do much for those teams in the middle of the playoff standings. But that has hyped up the Snappers. The Snappers are looking to come after that number 2 seed now and maybe make a push to be the number 1 seed, as this third game I have a feeling is going to be heated. I feel like we're going to hear some barking. We're going to go back and forth tonight, as it's already going off here.
Yeah.
They are going off here, and we're going to be right back here in 15 seconds for Game 3 here, guys. It's going to be really interesting, Game 3. And welcome back here to Hideaway Field for Game 3 of Vaderz Snappers. Snappers just walked off the Vaderz in the bottom of the 7th inning, 13-11. Snappers trailed 11-2 going into the bottom of the 2nd inning of that game. Momentum is definitely in their favor, Brad. What do the Vaderz have to do here to claw back in Game 3 and squeak out a series win?
Have another first inning where they score 6 runs. Don't let that result take away from the fact that your offense is clicking. Do it. Get right back out there. I mean, again, the Vaderz don't need a sweep. These two are just kind of jockeying for position. I think they're both locked into the playoffs. I mean, nothing's guaranteed in writing, but with only 6 games left, these teams aren't going to go 0-6. So they're, and again, I think with the first win, the Vaderz have locked themselves into the playoffs. It's just a matter of where they're going to be at the end. Score 6 runs again. See what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's worked out for them, in 1 or 2 games. Again, what an improbable storyline, as the Snappers got down 6-0 to start that game as well, and 5 home runs from the Vaderz in the first inning of last game. And the Snappers clawed all the way back to win that game 13-11, courtesy of a walk-off home run from Taylor Briner.
Exactly.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and TB7, he was locked in since the first inning of the first game when he got roughed up in that first inning.
Yes, he did.
And now he's come back. The wind has died down, and neither of these teams need the wind to help them hit home runs. But this has been a series. This is a great playoff preview. Vaderz can get right back on it. Score 6 runs again in the first and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, both games have been absolute slugfests. 14-9, Vaderz, game 1. That's 23 runs. All right? Snappers take game 2, 13-11. That's 24 runs. We're at 47 runs through 2 games, Brad, via 13 innings of wiffle ball. I mean, we are on pace to break a record here with 21 runs in this next game. I'd love to see it.
I like the offense. I like the competitive nature. I'm a little worried that the Vaderz have used up some of Billy's innings. I think he might still have 2 left, but now it's going to be Jason Walker, Sasai Alacon, Tanner Roundy, and Kyle Eder, who's been throwing. He's been pitching pretty well lately. So, who's going to be the person to step up and eat these innings and give these Vaderz a chance? Because again, their offense has been lights out. Just the team that bats last is going to win. So
yeah, I really think that it's improbable for this Vaderz squad to squeak out a victory here. You never want to count anybody out, but that's a tough beat combined by the fact that Billy Santawan is limited on his innings for Game 3. Yes, they do have Jason Walker. Yes, they do have Kenny Santawan. But we're going to see Brendan Gregg start Game 3, and he was dominant in both of his appearances tonight so far. And I really see the Snappers team carrying that momentum, putting up a bunch of runs here early, and really jumping all over these Vaderz.
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with you. I like to think that the Vaderz are going to show their championship pedigree that they've been talking about all year. They've been gearing this whole season for the championship run. They've been playing like it. 30-15 coming into the series, 31-16, like that. You're winning 60% of your games. We'll take your chances with that, right?
Yeah, of course. Hard to bet against them. And if Billy Santawan has anything to say about it, Vaderz are still going to squeak out a series win. As I know there's a little bit of a competitive battle between Billy and Wilson there on the pitching numbers. And that's going to be Billy's first loss, Brett.
Yeah, I mean, Buck walks right into the middle of his backswing. But again, the offense has been clicking for both teams. Can they, again, I don't know if it was complacency. We can call it that now. We're Monday morning quarterbacking it here. But
I'm going to roll with complacency. Now, do we like the decision to go to Sasai? No, we didn't really like it. You could have gone to 3 different people there. But we're not going to blame it on that one decision. I really think it was the overall mentality of the team because it wasn't just the pitching that let them down. It was the bats. The bats disappeared after 2 innings in that game, too.
Yeah, bats disappeared. And again, it wouldn't matter who walked out. If somebody walked out, it got people on base and they scored a couple of runs. And all of a sudden, the momentum shifts a little bit. And then you're like, okay, we got to go back to this guy. And they scratched a couple more and you didn't score. And then they scratched another one and you didn't score. And then all of a sudden, they tie the game. And it's like, we got a ball game.
Yeah, we're playing ball and it's the 6th inning. And now it's on us to push into extras. Brendan Gregg's going to deliver the first pitch of Game 3 in the dirt. Billy going to rope one at Jesse Capps. Gregg going to try and make the play. Is he going to do it in time? That's going to be 5-4-5. Not in time. Billy is safe to lead off the first inning of Game 3.
Yeah. So again, the same recipe they've been doing this. They've been ordering up this menu item 3 times in a row. Billy gets on base, and then Ethan comes up.
And I believe Ethan is at 5 home runs for the night. We will confirm that here for you shortly. But he has a chance to either tie or set the record. And he's going to flare that one up. That's going to be moving for Christian Santillanes. That one not quite going to go. That's going to be first out in the inning here.
He just missed it again. Wiffle ball is probably the same diameter as a regular baseball you play with, but the bat is only half the width. So hitting that ball solid is a feat unto itself.
Eder's going to get just a small piece of that one. And what the heck just happened there? I think he's safe both ways as that ball was up for quite some time. Jesse tried to make a play at second, but I believe he was already well over 5 seconds there. And then he thought he had time to turn the double play. He did hit the backstop, Brad. He was just about 3 seconds too late.
Yeah, so he just missed the second base was like at 5-2. So again, but I think that's Christian needs to defer to Harley, who is standing right there.
I hear LASIK's actually a lot cheaper in Vegas these days.
What's that?
I said I heard LASIK's actually a lot cheaper these days.
I know. I just got it.
In Vegas.
I just got it. Me and the wife.
Tanner's going to swing through, go down 0-2. Ooh, just hot, 57 from Brandon Gregg. As the commissioner's data is really getting into the games here.
Not a girl.
Might have found a winner up there. As Tanner's going to go down swinging for the second out of the inning.
And now Gio.
Gio been kind of quiet tonight. Not quite what we've been seeing out of Gio. Very, very powerful lefty. Really likes the ball down and in, and he can really unleash on it. That's going to dill him in the dome. 52 in the dome. It's getting personal now between Greg and Gio. It's lefty-lefty matchup.
Yeah, Gio, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. He's like, it's kind of my fault. I could have moved a little more.
Yeah, did say I could have got down further. Sandstone's still hanging out up here on the container as well.
Got the night owls going. He must be working.
Quickly, a 3-1 count here for Gio Battistoni. And it's going to be a 4-pitch walk for Gio Battistoni. And that's going to load the bases and tack one walk on the Brandon Gregg. And that's going to bring up the hard-hitting Alec Hutt.
Yeah. Alec has been known to come up big in these kind of moments where you're just like, I just got to walk. Let me throw it. Get me over. If I'm the manager, I'm saying you're looking first pitch in a zone that you can handle. This is a guy that was a really high-level baseball player. He can handle any of this stuff.
Ooh, 56, just hot bottom pipe for Brandon Gregg. Yeah. I mean, I'm just going to be pretty straightforward. Alec Hutt's a big dude.
Yeah.
He can really get a hold of the ball. Imagine giving this guy a driver.
No.
It's going 330 all day.
Look at Gio.
That's going to be 7 straight balls from Brandon Gregg.
So I'm still giving the green light here.
You know, I think Brandon Gregg has been their most effective pitcher all night long. I got to disagree with you, Brad. I think I'm going red light. Walk him out early. Get a cheap run across. Yeah. 55.
55.
Hey, respect it. He got the red light.
I would have been swinging. Because now, one good pitch, he gets out of this inning.
Yep, instead, it's going to walk out, both outside and hot, and that's going to bring home. This is what I'm saying, though. You bring home a run, right? An early run. You've walked out the most effective pitcher of the night in Brandon Gregg, and now you're probably going to see J-Dub or Taylor Briner.
I'm going TB7 here.
Yeah, they're going to go TB7. 2 outs, bases juiced. J-Dub is hiding and cowering in fear over there on the benches. Everybody wanted to see him.
I think he needs a chiropractic adjustment from all the home runs he gave up. He might have had to get a...
Yeah, it's a lot of neck whipping around, you know? I mean... But yeah, I like this move. The weather's still pretty good condition for Taylor Briner's screwball. Was absolutely nasty to close out Game 2 and keep it to a 11-11 game there in the top of the 7th, giving himself a chance to walk it off for himself.
Yeah. Walked it off for himself, gave himself the win, came in and got the win after he got lit up in Game 1.
Yeah, not quite sure on the innings count here for Taylor Briner, but he has to be... This is his 5th inning, so he cannot go the rest of the way. That's going to be smoked. That's going to be another 2 runs as that one finds a way to the wall. Actually, that's just not great defense there from Johnny Castaneda. That's going to be a dirty double.
I'm glad I watched that because they was going to.
He didn't touch it?
No, he touched it.
It's going to be a dirty double. It's going to move Hutt to 3rd, Billy to 2nd. If anything, you know, that's more of a single with an error. He had plenty of time to stop that ball. And it's going to be 3-0 again, Brad. Just like you said. Vader's key to success. Get up 6-0 again.
Then you got Cuba Dave saying why you have to be smart. take a walk.
Oh, man, that was smoked back at Taylor Brunner. Jesse Kepps
There's
going to
a-
be able to make the last out there.
So there's 3. They got 3.
Oh, Jesse, a little friendly banter. Says, you guys can't score 6 to open the third game? What are you guys doing? You have no chance. Oh, wow. Tanner fires right back.
Well, and that's true.
Keep it together, boys. Keep it together. Hey.
Jesse brings it upon himself. He likes
Yeah.
to talk, but he made a great play.
Boys, keep it inside your team.
Talk to your own team.
Inside your team.
You guys can't handle it. No. Talk to your own
We get a great call from both umpires. Keep it inside your teams. You guys can't handle talking to each other.
You can't talk to them.
Started with a little friendly banter. Man, got a little out of control.
All it takes is one out, one line drive, one comeback loss, and everything changes a little bit.
Yeah. We're going to see Jason Walker on the mound for Game 3. Walker's been waiting patiently to get into the game tonight.
Yeah, he's been there almost 3 hours and hasn't played. Like, it's going to be tough to find it. So hopefully he can find it early and give these Vaderz a chance. I mean, the first perfect game in PLW history was thrown by that guy on the mound. So he's definitely got the stuff to eat up a couple innings here.
Yeah, definitely very capable as a third starter for this Vaderz squad. Was a very smart acquisition by the Vaderz just a handful of weeks ago. Scooped him up from the Night Owls.
Yeah, a little bit of a manager and owner Nick Davila made some changes, brought over some guys and said, you know what, I need to get this, I need to get this. I like to where his team's at. They look really good for a while. Now let's see if they can.
Here we go.
They're going to need a rally around that devastating situation earlier this week. Right, they're still well in the playoff line as Walker is going to locate 54 in the zone. 0-2. Yeah, no, I mean, Davila traded away 11 guys over the course of this season. Complete squad he traded away. And then, you know, I commend him. The squad he's put together looks pretty good right now. That's going to be the first out. Taylor's going to take one inside the hands, poke it the other way, right to Gio Battistoni there at second.
Yeah, with a team with a negative run differential, being a chance in the playoffs is huge.
Yeah, they're the only team with a negative run differential to have a shot at making it in at this point, other than the Bombers.
Yes. And this is advantage Walker. These guys haven't seen that big, slow curveball, that big, slow slider. So he's going to eat some of these rookies up a little bit if he can get ahead.
Why would there be a cable?
Yeah, these guys haven't really seen much of Walker. You know, he moved around a handful of teams, hasn't gotten a bunch of starts. Everybody's heard about Walker.
Yes.
Right? Or everybody's heard Walker. You know what I'm saying? Murph's going to take 54 right down the middle. But, again, yeah, like you said, some of these rookies just, you know, haven't really looked at him yet or haven't seen him a handful of times like the rest of the league has.
Like that right there.
That thing is spinning like crazy.
Not by me.
Yeah, they traded 11 players. I will never trade 11 players
Because I would do the same
in a,
Yeah.
probably ever. And he's
Brad.
traded one season.
It's been hard enough to try and get you to trade one player.
You can't have
Let alone 11.
Sansone or Stevenson.
Hey, I honestly
Or
made
Garcia or Derek Corral.
I've only made 2 pushes. You know that. I made a push for Stevenson, and I made the push for old Trenchy.
Yeah.
I know you got your core. We ain't making the push for Sansone, no matter what Dodos might be petitioning out there on my behalf. Yeah, but you're pretty tough when it comes to making deals, Brad. You're a tough negotiator.
Yeah, well,
As in, you don't entertain the
yeah,
negotiating.
I literally have been playing with some of these guys since they were 17 years old. I've known Nick. I played softball with Nick's dad and against Nick's dad. So that, they're more friends and brothers than they are just about anything else. So we have a good time, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, of course. And at the end of the day, we're all out here just trying to have fun with the right group of guys that we put together over the last 4 seasons. So it's not always about the talent. It's about the right chemistry, the right group. Oh, it's Johnny. Big hack fouls that one back. We're going to run the snappers now through the favorite snapper poll. Let's take a look at that here real quick. Let's drop that down. And Walker's going to go 1, 2, 3 right through the heart of that snappers lineup. And so let's take a look at that favorite snappers poll here, and it looks like, man, yeah, tough draw if you're going up against Taylor Briner. You might as well just vote on second at this point.
Chat police felon, as in Brad doesn't tip well. I'm probably the best tipper outside of maybe yourself in this entire.
I'm not sure what tipping has to do with any of that.
Yeah, come on now.
Negotiating
notorious.
and tipping are completely unrelated, right? Generosity is one thing, and being a shrewd negotiator is another. I don't ever find myself negotiating with the tip.
Yeah.
The tip is the tip.
The tip is the tip. It's worth it, whatever they do.
Yeah, whatever value you feel like they've provided, that's what you tip, and you be generous, right?
Absolutely. I want to say that everybody wanted Taravella at one point when he started to figure it out about the end of last season. Oh, is Taravella available? No.
Yeah, I think honestly, he's probably sneakily your best trade piece because youngest guy on the team.
Yes.
Right? I don't want to sound mean, most athletic guy on the team by far.
Yes.
Has really figured it out on the mound. I know he's put a lot of hours in practicing at home. He really is dedicated to PLW, and he's discovered his sneaky power, right? So a sneaky home run hitter as well.
Sneaky home run hitter, and just hey, whatever you want, coach. Hey, so-and-so is going to start. Okay, I'll go play left? Yes. Okay, You want me to sit? No problem.
Amazing outfielder as well.
The spider monkey himself.
Yeah, the spider monkey. We're going to head to the top of the second here. The Vaderz leading snappers 3-0 again. That's going to go a long freaking way. Kyle Eder, see you later, sends that one to the moon. 4-0 Vaderz. As he shushes the bench again.
But again, Eder and Jay Will go way back. So again, their talking is in good banter.
Yeah, not as much direct, malicious.
That ball was murdered, though.
Yeah. That's going to be a flare-up. Jesse Capps clapping, stealing a move out of Tom Gann's playbook, getting under that one. First out of the inning.
Yeah, Jesse's got happy feet. Like
Happy feet, yeah.
He's got really happy feet, but he keeps himself square to the ball, and he's a really good tennis player. So definitely has good footwork, good hand-eye coordination. So
probably excels at a lot of the hit exercises, Brad, that you and I don't.
Exactly.
Oh, Gio wants that one back. Wow, somehow Ryan Murphy squeaks out favorite snapper.
Because Jay Buff
only unloaded 43 of the 45 votes to make that happen. Glad he can support his buddy.
Yeah, Jay Buff plays on the same team as Murphy and Wilson. A good friend of mine will be out here soon to play. Wants to play Taco League bad.
Unloads the bankroll. I hope it was worth it.
It was.
You're in round one. Wow. Puts down Briner early. That's crazy. Oh, wow. Santianes comes right after Gio with that out.
I don't think that was intentional. I think it was right in the wall.
Yeah, if I could control the ball.
Yeah, I don't think anybody can control the ball.
Nobody can control it that much. I wish. Buck, I wish.
Murphy is a huge upset in the poll, right?
Yeah, massive upset in the poll. You know, that's what the election looked like as well there, Brad. Late surge and one big payoff.
Right?
What is going on out there on the container?
I think that might be some of the Santiwans.
Could be some of these little Santiwans running around here. How many Santiwans are there? We should
know.
do that as a poll. How many Santiwans are there? Oh, that's going to roll over on that to Greg Kelly at third. Greg's going to make the second out of the inning. Oh, 3 outs.
Still
My
three
apologies.
outs. Still 3 outs.
That is the third out of the inning.
You can hear the guys down in the dungeon.
Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. Keep up here. You got the AC, you got the pizza, you got the cocoa. What's going on?
Wait, we didn't get pizza?
I don't think they actually got pizza.
Come on.
I don't think they got pizza.
So now, Jason Walker's going to take his second inning. Can he give him 4 innings? Do you think if he gets through 4 innings, do they win this game?
Oh, if Walker gets through 4 innings, they 100% win this game. I would put the house on it. If Walker gets through 4, Vaderz take the game. Is it likely? No.
50-50. I'd say it's like 33%.
Yeah, I'd
23.
say 35-65. You know, nothing against Walker. Just the snappers have seen him for 4 seasons. You know, like he's hittable for these guys that have seen him for quite some time. It's just, yeah. If Walker gets through 4, moral of the story, Vaderz more than likely win this series. As we're seeing Adam Tannick, the commissioner, exit the stadium. Christian Santiago's going to line out to Alec Hutt for the first out of the second inning.
That ball's not round anymore. Sorry, Christian. Don't hit it on the. You can't hit it on the plastic. Can't hit it there.
Christian Santiago stunned about the fact that ball only traveled 45 feet right to Alec Hutt.
So he hit it right in the 8 holes, and it just tacoed it and didn't go anywhere. The fact that Hutt caught it was amazing.
Yeah. Whoa. Shane completely rolls over on that one. Way foul in his own dugout.
He paid for the whole bat. You might as well use the tip. How many Santiwans is the current poll?
All right. We got what we wanted, or at least what I wanted. Got to be more than 5. Santi 2, Santi 3.
Hit him in his good leg.
I would have put an option 5+. I want to say there's probably 12. Just throwing a number out there. Oh my goodness. See you later. Shane Weber absolutely torches that ball. That's going to be a solo shot to the moon. Shane Weber. See you later. Wow. Oh my gosh, Brad.
That was absolutely hammered.
And again, it didn't look like you swung all that hard.
It was so fair.
I don't think that ball was ever foul.
Yeah.
I mean, it moved a ton, but it was always fair.
Well, they have a history. So the Buck was the third base umpire when we played them, and they had.
Oh, I was here for that.
So they're, but history. That's all. They're remembering it.
Yeah, I was on the Skycam deck, and I assumed I had some pretty good eyes on the ball, and I assumed that I knew the call. Long story short, I didn't know the call. It was the moral of that story.
Oh.
That ball was definitely close. That's going to be another one. Trench Pacone makes a grab, gives us a little shimmy. 4-2 ball game as David Harley Jr. is back. Solo shot from David Harley Jr. Back-to-back shots off of Jason Walker. And this is what we're talking about, Brad. The guys that have been around for a little while, they've seen Walker a lot. They know he really only has the 2 pitches in his arsenal. And they're just sitting. They're waiting for it. So if he goes 4, that's incredible for them.
Need to get an out here. He needs to get through this. He needs to get through this whole inning. He can't waste an inning on a partial 1/3 or a 2/3.
Yeah, as Briner trying to make it back to back with that swing.
See, I like what he did there. He sped it up. Speed it up again. Throw it harder. He can make it drop. It has multiple tilts on it, so that trench is cocoed up. You're probably right.
He's at least Coca-Cola'd up there, as I'm seeing a giant 2-liter hanging out by that bucket he's got.
So I wonder what's going with that mixer.
Hopefully vegan. As we're holding steady, Brad, all night long, right between, 350, 400 viewers. Wow, that was...
With no TikTok, that's huge.
Yeah, 400 viewers consistently with no TikTok. We're doing our best up here.
We'd have broke the internet.
We would have broke the internet with TikTok tonight. We would have broken 2K tonight.
Yes.
This series, Brad, might break the record for longest series as well. If this game keeps this pace. We're pushing 9 o'clock here, Pacific. Again, Hideaway Field, located in Las Vegas, Nevada. The most wonderful thing to come to Las Vegas, Nevada.
Right?
And then that's just missed from Taylor Briner. Kyle Eder's going to camp onto that one. That ball was hit about 300 feet up in the air. A little bit of wind aid. Would have been back to back to back. No wind aid. Out number 2.
Yeah, game number 1, that's over the container. It just would have blew out easy.
Yeah, game number 1, that's over the jungle gym.
Right.
We're going to get a look at Trench hammering away at the Cocos up there.
God bless him. There it is again.
That is disgusting.
And that's
Nothing
where the
you can do if you're Ryan Murphy there.
And that's where the rookies get him. He gets the rookies. They haven't seen it.
Yeah, they're not used to the ball working its way back in, so inside, hitting the zone. This is in somebody's backyard, believe it or not. Whoa, what just happened? Ethan Ibarra, man. Bit of mess all night in the field.
Yeah. Got it with his hands, tried to gather to turn and throw, and lost his balance.
Yeah. Slides, juggles it around a little bit more.
Don't talk to the other team. Umpires gave us warnings already.
It's Wilson. Just doesn't quit here. He's going to hit that one hard. They're going to go to 2, get the third out of the inning. 4-2.
Oh, that was a good pitch. Yeah, he shot me with an invisible gun.
Oh, he's going straight Coca-Cola. I love it. Trent said straight Coca-Cola.
Damn it, man. Gosh, dang it.
Hey, keep putting it on. Let's go.
PLW fan, I don't know if they would want to wear turf cleats. This is basically just AstroTurf over hard ground. There's not, cleats wouldn't do you any good. Just turfs might help. I think some of the other guys are actually wearing like the coach's turfs. I know I wear the turfs. Hard's just no give on this field. You want to be comfortable.
Yeah, it's an interesting selection of shoes we've got out here, Brad. You have anything from guys wearing Converse, like Derek Corral on your team.
And the work boots, or the boots from Big Bird.
From Big Bird, yeah, the Tims. The Tim-looking type. I don't even know what those are. The work boot, Tim, custom Nikes, I don't even know.
And then you had the PLW flyers that Merciel was wearing, the Chucks with the PLW insignia on the side.
Yeah, you had, in the early days, you had, what's his name? I'm blanking on the name. The old owner of the Snappers.
Marvo.
Peter Mavro.
Peter Mavro.
Used to wear the 5-finger shoes out here. So you've seen it all out here.
Jeez Louise. And you got Kyle Eder with the red moon boots.
Santijuan's going to rope another one. That's going to hit the wall. That's a double. Santijuan sneakily raised his average significantly tonight. I think he's been on base most of his at-bats.
Yeah, so that would give him 5 guys in their lineup hitting over 300. Can this offense light it up again? Can they?
Ooh, Ibarra just misses that one. Yeah, they're going to need to, as these snappers are not going to be held at 2 runs.
I thought for sure where I was getting one of the chops there.
I thought one of us was going to take that unnecessarily to the face. Ooh, Ibarra. Same pitch, just fouls that one off, stays alive. So he's going to poke one right back up the middle. That's going to be a clean single. That's going to bring Billy Santijuan around. So that one just slips through the hands of Shane Weber. It's 5-2 Vaderz.
And here they come the Vaderz again. Can they show that championship pedigree that they've been talking about? They're here to win a championship. Can they do it here? Can they show that they can bounce back after that tough loss?
That's going to get out of here in a hurry. Instead, I'm a liar. That's a double. I think everybody and their mother thought that was going to go for quite some time, but that just dropped out of the air, Brad.
Yeah, it looks like he had a little top spin on it, and it just dove straight down.
You're scoring.
It's going to bring a bar around. It's going to be a double from Eder.
I gotta pee. I gotta pee.
And Taylor Brunner hit that wall pretty hard. Now you got Tanner. Can Tanner get another base hit here? Scores another run.
How dare you lie to us? I'm actually pretty good at calling not home runs here up in the booth. I believe I did it 8 times in one night, one of those windy nights, with Kyle. Oh, Tanner just misses that one.
I think he cut his hair. He's like Samson. He's cut his hair. He's not as powerful.
Yeah. Man, Tanner was an absolute monster a season and a half ago, poking home runs the opposite way on a nightly basis.
And his home run tonight, opposite way.
Opposite way, yeah. Oh, good layoff from Tanner. He's going to hit that one hard. Taylor Briner going to keep that in the yard. Oh, my goodness. Wow, that was incredible.
What a great play.
Wow. Now, I think that hit the wall, Brad.
I believe it did hit the wall.
I believe that did hit the wall. Wow.
Yeah, it's still a single.
Oh,
Wow,
just a single.
I would want to take a look at that. It's all right.
Don't get distracted. You ready to tag up?
Yeah, I bent the wrong way.
Yeah, Brad, I think we might have missed one here.
Yeah, I think they might have missed one. I thought that might have touched the Leilani sign.
Ooh.
Got him.
Duck and roll, baby. Duck and roll.
Wow.
And J-Dub goes, he sticks the landing.
Oh, man, he sends that one. Foul again. Gio looking to do some damage here with no outs. Yeah, I still feel like we might have missed one there.
Yeah, that could be a run, I think.
That could definitely be a run. We'll see if it comes into play later. I think that was no doubt off the wall.
Yeah, that one. I'll give you that.
Yeah, don't throw him down and in. He'll hit it out. Big mistake.
Oh, Gio. Great defensive swing to foul that off. It's going to even the count at 2-2 here. Gio Battistoni. 2 on, nobody out. 6-2 Vaderz, top 3, game 3. Series tied at 1 apiece.
Southern Pretzel, the timer is how long they have to make an out. 5 seconds to record an out. Or double play, or the ever-elusive triple play.
Gio, going to hit that one hard. Going to try to get him here. Eder is going to get there in time on the tag. Safe as he slides home. Man, that's going to leave a mark as he is not dressed for that occasion. Oh, what a great attempt from David Harley Jr. out there in right field to get Eder going there from third. 1 down, 1 on, 7-2. Ooh, hot. Just misses that one. All right, favorite snapper, part 2. Jay Wilson,
He's
Shane
buying
Weber.
all his own votes here.
Oh, of course. I mean, yeah. I might as well list them all off while we're at it. But David Harley Jr., Brandon Gregg, and Christian Santillones. Yeah, Jay Wilson probably going to buy all of his own votes. No need to really even vote here, as you don't want to work into a rigged. What is Jesse doing there? Oh, my goodness. They're lucky to get 1. Jesse, instead of covering second, runs to cut off the cutoff. I don't even know.
I don't know what he was thinking there.
Yeah, not quite sure. But, hey, regardless, they get the out. That's 2 outs.
Yep. And now does the wiffle ball gods come back to haunt him?
Yeah. These are the types of situations where the wiffle ball gods definitely come back to haunt you.
And I think Kyle's got a nice raspberry on his leg there.
Oh, 100%. I don't think I've ever seen somebody do a slide on the tag up there. It's always been massive collisions with the backstop. Ooh.
Well, for our sake, it was Jason Stevenson doing the tag up. Wheels Stevenson. Not J-Rock, Wheels.
Yeah, Wheels Stevenson, known for his ability to move very, very quickly from third to home. Might be the fastest guy with 1 leg in the league.
And he did it not once, he's done it twice. He scored on 2 sack flies.
J-Rock has scored on 2 sack flies.
2 sack flies. They are comical.
That's incredible.
One was the juke. I didn't get it, and they weren't paying attention, and he ran home. And then the second one was He got to the line, and they juked, and they spiked it, and he ran home.
Oh, that's funny. Deceptively sneaky with that juke. The juke has paid off for several people tonight, including Christian with the doesn't know he's going to be tagging up. Tag up. That was pretty interesting to watch. Jason Stevenson done it. Kyle Baker on the other side got himself with the accidental juke himself out, accidentally talks his way over the line and gets called out there at home.
We did that twice. That's why we are a go or no go team. Either you're going or you're not going, because Tony Garay did it and stumbled and stepped over, and then Ethan did the same thing. Went to the line and then stumbled and stepped over.
Yeah, so you gotta go all the way or not at all. Walker's gonna get Castaneda on back-to-back swings for the first out of the bottom of the third inning. Like we said, if Walker goes 4 here, that's massive for these Vaderz as they're leading 7-2 here.
And it's that big slider that these guys haven't seen before.
Yep. I like Turtles 9 has bought several votes for Jay Wilson to move on in the poll here. He was going to move on either way.
Yeah.
Surprised he didn't buy some of his own votes, but, got enough to get over the finish line. Christian is going to fly that one out to Alec Hutt, who's camped under that in foul territory.
And that was like it wasn't hit on the ground. Alex was not in the infield when the ball was hit. So he couldn't have played it as an infielder.
Oh.
He was behind the line. He did not take the step in.
Good catch. Good catch. There was a couple controversial calls, with Jake Purdy of the Lightning. Is he on the line at short half the time, or is he not? That's one thing to keep an eye on, that sometimes the umpiring crew doesn't necessarily always check in on. Oh, Walker sets him down in order. 1, 2, 3 for Jason Walker. Vaderz have got their mojo back, Brad.
Yeah. You can tell how good they are feeling by how loud and boisterous they are, and they've ramped it up. They were dead silent when it was 11-11, and now with the lead, they're back to their normal selves.
Yeah, and the emotional leader of that team really is Kyle Eder, right? The most vocal guy over there. So you can really tell how the game's going based on how he is on the sidelines and in the game. If he's loud, he's vocal. There's a good chance the Vaderz are going to win that game, or they already are winning that game. If he's quiet and they don't hear much from him, Vader's probably getting beat up.
And that was kind of the we kind of got under his skin when he used his foot to try and stop that ball. It kind of changed the momentum. I think we might have won that game anyway, but that was just one of those things where it kind of took the air out of the sails. But, I mean, when he's vocal, they're winning. They kind of all rally around him. And
yeah, he's the emotional leader. They carry off of his emotion, whether it be positive or negative. And nobody's going to blame you. As a manager and owner, you got to try to find all the angles, right? So I would do the same exact thing when you see somebody in that situation. Take advantage of the situations where you can dig in on, the emotional leader, or on the flip side, their leader in Ethan Ibarra at the plate. If you guys can start getting to him, at the plate, struggling, striking out, that's another way to get to these guys, right? There's multiple ways to get to a team, and the Vaderz are just a really good example tonight. They've got one emotional leader and one leader, at the plate. Pretty quiet guy.
Yeah, just kind of silently leading.
Yeah.
No, I cannot point that out on a play. They can go to the review, but it's usually hard to see on the review.
Yeah, announcers have no influence whatsoever on the call. We might have a little bit of bias influence due to the fact that there's a umpire standing less than 5 feet away from us, but we do not have any executive decision-making when it comes to umpiring decisions.
The other thing we help out is with middle and right side, left and right side on a ball up the middle.
Yeah, I think they defer to us a lot because we literally are sitting dead over the bag here in the announcing booth. But other than that, yeah, we try to stay unbiased as we're just up here to provide a good product and call a good game for you guys. As Wilson hit him with a Levi Dangler. He's going to come in on him. It's going to be ball 1. Yeah, PLW fan 01. Chad's a little bit different. He kind of thinks he's always umpiring no matter what. So he's always going to try to umpire from the booth. Oh, my God. Kyle Eder just killed a bird, its family, the nest, the whole tree with that swing. J-Dub is very happy that thing was not straight.
The neighbors across the street would have had a ball on their front porch.
Yeah, they just Happy Gilmore'd somebody's window. bring the count 2-2. Oh, he just rolls over on that one, too, Greg Kelly. Greg's going to make the play there at third. It's going to be his second out. And this game's moving right along.
Finally, we talked ourselves into a quicker moving game.
Yeah. 9 runs still scored in this game, so not like they aren't scoring. But this would be, I guess you would consider the pitcher's tool of the night. As we are in the 4th inning and we aren't in double digits yet. So that's pretty impressive in itself. Me personally, I want to see the record broken tonight. I don't think we're going to get there on this pace, but would have been nice to see.
You might see it tomorrow. Cajuns Bombers.
Yeah, both hard-hitting teams. Bombers definitely capable of putting up 15 every single game and doing their part, right? That's 45 on its own. Oh, Brown just going to swing through. That's going to be out number 3. We're headed to the bottom of the 4th here. Snappers looking to mount a comeback now or never.
Yeah, they're going to need something.
I get 85 from here.
No.
Yes.
Doesn't
J-Dub
read.
not quite realizing they're still in the middle of a game here. It's game 3, 4th inning. Seems more interested in himself than the game.
Always.
Always.
Always more interested in himself. The look was priceless.
Yeah,
the look was priceless.
It was the acknowledgement and frustration all in one look, Brad. You know, that's that smiling grin, that shit-eating grin that J-Dub so often walks around with.
I think we need to get Kyle Eder up in the booth just so we can see. There's the hey, there we go, showing tomorrow night.
Yeah,
Bombers,
we're taking a look at Gio's future wife. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m., Bombers at Cajuns. This is probably the most crucial series of the week, as both of these teams have the ability to separate themselves in the playoff race or be eliminated with one sweep either way.
Yeah, I don't think a 2-1, a split series helps either team.
Yeah, 2-1, obviously, you know, is going to help up front the team that wins the series. But yeah, it doesn't really do much in terms of separation on either end, which leads to a more dramatic last 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah, and the Bombers roll right back and play on Monday.
Oh, Bombers roll right around again. I feel like they've had a couple of those this year where they've rolled right around on the calendar, hitting the Friday and then the Monday. They also did make that series up on Saturday against the Ones. As Hutt's going to make the first out there of the 4th.
He was just slow-mo, one curl hop.
That's going to bring up Taylor Briner. Probably the only guy who isn't joking around tonight on that Snappers sidelines. Not happy they're down 7-2 here in the bottom of the 4th, game 3, after his heroic effort in game 2. Oh, just misses that one. Kyle Eder is going to be camped under that for out number 2 here in the bottom of the 4th.
And one more out, and he will get through the 5th. That's to the 5th. That one might roll with him again because I think Billy has 1 or 2 innings. I'm not 100% sure on how many innings he has.
Yeah, I believe Billy has 2 innings left. Buck Burner might be able to confirm that with us. Billy Santiwan has 1 or 2 innings left, maybe 3. Sounds like 1 is what we're looking at here. Yeah, so that would be great if Walker can go through 5. Like we talked about, the keys to the success of this Vaderz lineup. Wow. Well, he's through 4, Brad.
Yeah.
He's through 4 pretty seamlessly for him right now, too.
And it's the big moments, and he's able to throw that big sweeping curveball on the inner pipe, and these guys give up on it because they haven't seen it before.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys, like you said, you know, Snapper's a good combination of rookies and returning players and a core veteran squad, right? You know, Johnny hasn't been around all season. Christian hasn't been around since season 2. Ryan Murphy, obviously the rookie. David Harley Jr. not getting as many at-bats, you know, throughout the years. So a good mix of rookies. You know, Brandon Gregg also a rookie. And then you got the veteran core who's seen him a ton.
Well, there's PO Gaming. There we go.
Yeah, stick around, guys. After tonight's series, we're going to toss you over to Sean Merciel and Tom Gannon for a little bit of PLW gaming. You guys are going to raid on over. Not quite sure what game they're playing tonight, but we're going to go on over there after this series is over, after we do the interview.
Yeah, and Yuda Man or Amanda, I guess that's what it is. Bombers Vaderz on Monday. So they play the Vaderz come right back and play. Talk about a crucial series.
Oh, yeah, Vaderz turn right around, and they have a chance to spoil the Bombers season as well.
And this is season 4. We had a season 0 in the winter that was abbreviated, and then this is season 4. 2 42-game seasons, a 39-game season, and then this one is a 54-game season.
Uh-oh, Jesse's, that's going to go out of play. Led with the hands. Bounced off the hands. That's going to be a single and an error from Jesse Caps. We're going to see Jesse, or not Jesse. We're going to see Kenny Santiwan pinch hitting for Alicott here. Kenny has a ton of power when he gets around on the ball. I've seen him hit the ball a mile. He's going to take 53 into the zone there from Wilson. It's going to be a 1-2 count. And my apologies. It looks like we're probably just going to see Sean on the toss to PLW Gaming tonight. As Tom got booted again. Man, that's a tough life. Kane's going to throw his hands at that one. Taylor Bryan's going to be camped under that for the first out there of the 5th inning. And we're going to see the other Santy one, Billy, turning the lineup over to his brother here. Oh, man, Wilson comes after Billy again. Billy, I feel like he's been beamed on the first pitch of most of his at-bat tonight.
But it appears that way.
Something to do with the fact that he just keeps getting on base.
Maybe. He's been on base all night.
He's going to quickly work a 3-1 count to J-Dub here.
With a dangerous Ethan Ibarra on deck.
Yeah. Oh, Billy going to swing at ball 4 there. Oh.
Fights that off.
Fights that one off, drops the first. Oh, that is absolute nastiness.
Filth.
From Jonathon Wilson. Inside pipe, 51 floater. Billy was on his way to first base. Instead, it's going to be the second out of the 5th inning. Ah, here's an interesting one, Brad. Favorite broadcaster? Oh, it's just going to be just you and me. They're going to pin us against each other here, Brad.
I know. I think it's going to be Dodos. It has
Probably
to be
Dodos.
Oh.
Trench.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
We're not even up there.
I'm up there.
You're up there.
I'm probably not going to get any action here.
Let's spend some wiffle points and do it.
Ooh, hard hit triple from Ethan Ibarra. A rising triple. As that ball was any higher, it would have been well over.
We got to see that raspberry there, Kyle. Get a shot of that. It's not there yet? Lucky to be young and skinny and you can ride on top of that hard stuff. I'd have dug in and tore up half the stuff.
Oh, I know, right? I mean, I don't know how they do it. I lost all motivation, Brad, to stay in shape after athletics were over. J-Dub tries the overhand. Not the prettiest thing in the world. And just as we called him young, takes an old man tumble there.
I like it. I like it. Got to have fun. It's still a plastic ball.
Looks Looks like we got a little race here going, Brad.
Oh, Warfield, are you buying some? That kid.
I was accidentally firing away at Chad Phillips for about the first 20. That's going to be a full count.
And Jen Lohman's doing the same thing.
I have a feeling that might be Schmoopy down there.
Schmoopy.
Firing away as well. Costing me some points here. See you later. 10-2. Home run. Kyle Eder. Man, that's just such a scary duo. Ethan Ibarra and Kyle Eder hitting 2 and 3. Oh my goodness, what are you going to do?
So Eder's going to be over 60 RBIs right now.
Wow.
Eder's over 50, or Ibarra's over 50, and Roundy's pushing 50 as well.
How many home runs now does Kyle Eder have? I mean, he's had to have at least 4 or 5 tonight as well.
He came in with 22 to lead the team.
Wow. Absolutely incredible. Man, we are in an absolute close battle here. Secretly, Brad, I'm just losing it all. This is incredible. Oh, I got capped. I got capped. Somebody capped me. No.
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 I got to get in then.
No. I got capped and I ran out of bits and oh, darn it. What a battle. Ran out of points. Congratulations, Jen Lohman. Good for you. Good for you.
Oh, shoot, I didn't get on in time.
I
They
just
closed it before I could
put
log
the
in.
freaking house on it. Drained all my points. Still don't pull out the win. That's just painful. 33,000 wiffle ball points.
And you
Gone.
Lost. And you lost.
Gone. Just disappear.
$54 and nasty.
That's going to do it. Top of the 5th here. Oh, no. Trench barking from the container, calling for Sasai. Put Sasai in, let him blow a lead is what Trench just called out there. Oh, my goodness. It's call-out season for the PLW. Wow, and Sasai comes out and hits his own pitcher.
Well, he's trying to hit Trench. So
Yeah, that probably shouldn't put him out there now. That's how he's going to throw the ball. Oh, my goodness.
I don't know if Trench is baiting him into picking us in the first round. He might be baiting him.
Could be baiting. I hope so. That'd be a great strategy from Trench, as you guys see the Vader as well.
We love the knuckleball. But they've beaten us 4 times, so I can't really say anything. We've scored a lot of runs, but we haven't been able to beat them when it came time.
Man, 33,000 wiffle ball points, bro. That's going to hurt my feelings tomorrow morning.
At least, I don't even think I've had 33 all season.
They capped me. They
capped
literally capped me. I just kept pressing the button, and they turned off the button. So
What the hell? I think Schmoopy might have been
yeah,
down
Schmoopy might have had something to play there. A little bit of back-end work from him. Wow. Ooh, Wilson's going to turn on that one. Foul ball. Man, I feel like Glenn Meadows taking these big swings. Ooh, Wilson's going to poke that one. That's going to sneak by Ibarra. Gio going to try and make the play. What
was
the
that?
heck was that? That ball was spinning like crazy.
Oh, look, see, Glenn's still aching when he bet against us.
Yeah, punted off 300K.
300K. Come on, you can't bet against the legends.
And that's how you know Glenn Meadows lives in Vegas, because he takes those kind of swings and still shows up the next day.
I'm calling it 10-4. Home run right here.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. 10-4, good buddy. He's due. Oh, that was a 10-4 swing right there.
There it was. No, both of them, the property is quite large, so there's really nobody that can see the field from the street.
Well, instead, in 10-4, he goes down swinging. Wow. Walker is just carving up this Snappers lineup. This is a scary look, Vaderz, right now, if they can consistently put up 10 runs a game and Walker's pitching like this.
Yes, 100%.
Definitely helps fill the void for Nate Stepna's absence.
Yeah, that's the one that they're going to miss. I think Nate might be missing the rest of the season, which is unfortunate, but Walker stepped in and just been nasty, and there's that big
sweeping pitch.
And you have to get out of the way.
You have to get out of the way. There's a really strong chance that it comes back. It's going to bring the count 2-2. Christian patiently lays off that one. Oh, he's going to go down swinging. Walker carving him up like a Thanksgiving turkey.
Oh, that sounds delicious, actually.
Doesn't it? Oh, man. Crap, I just made both of us hungry.
I know, that's hard. That's not hard because I'm chubby.
Yeah. I'm sitting right there with you, Brad.
Favorite broadcaster.
Part 2. Well, I can't bet on this one. Thanks, guys. All right.
I won't be in this one.
You got to be.
I'm going to get 0. Dotis is going to win.
Yeah, I would hope so. I mean, Dotis probably undisputed most professional broadcaster that we have. As Shane Weber is going to flare that one to Ethan Ibarra. That's going to be the third out of the 5th inning. Walker has gone 5 innings, 2 runs tonight. That's incredible.
That was the recipe you talked about earlier. We said if he goes 4, they win. If he goes 5, I think they win. So
yeah,
I think
mean,
this is
a 100% chance now.
Yeah.
Right? 100% chance of tears from the Snappers tonight. Eked out what was a really emotional Game 2. Really thought they were going to ride that momentum into Game 3. Instead, it just kind of had the opposite effect for them, Brad. They kind of leveled out. Never really got out to much of a giving themselves a chance this game. I mean, got down again, 3-0 early. It's been within 2 at certain points, but the Vaderz are just slowly separating like we expected them to do in Game 2. Just slowly separating all night.
Yeah, slowly separated. They scored 15 runs in the first inning.
Yeah.
6-6-3. Like that's
6-6-3. I think they're 15-3 in the first, right? Because I believe it was 6-1 Game 1, 6-2 Game 2, and 3-0 at the end of the first in Game 3. So yeah, way up in the first. And honestly, looking at the numbers in front of me, the Snappers have actually won the series, taking away the first inning. So it just goes to show you, jumping on a team early makes a huge difference.
Yeah, and we talked about this as, again, a lot of math guys, a lot of poker guys in this thing. The away team actually has a winning record in this league over the course of all 4 seasons. That's
and it's not just a 1 or 2 game winning record. It's pretty significant. I believe it might be up into the double digits at this point, where the away team has a better record than the home team.
Well, and I looked at it. The only team with a pronounced winning record on home series are the Legends.
Really?
16-8.
16-8 at home. Tough to beat you guys at the house, huh?
I just think it's the extra at bat.
Yeah. We dropped a winner to you last night.
Yeah, that was a heartbreaker.
We had you through 6 or through 5.5. Again, we dropped another one to you last game as well.
Well, Billy starts, when he starts, like 5 of his last 6 have been complete games, 2 runs or less. Like he's just been lights out. So it's been literally fun to watch him pitch, and he pitched great and then one run, and it was like a bunt over. We got a ground ball that got an out, and the runner went from first to second.
Yeah, and then a clean single.
Clean single, and that's literally how we won the game.
Maccabee pitched a complete gem as well, went all 6. But enough about us. It looks like we're going to have a Kyle Lohman, Jen Lohman matchup for favorite broadcaster. Man, there's going to be blood as Kyle Lohman punts off 6,200 on himself. Well worth it. Ooh. Kenny swings through. Even the count of 2s.
Who's the top pitcher in the league? Billy Santiwan this season. Maybe career-wise?
Career-wise, I think there's 3 guys in that conversation. Taylor Briner.
Tom Gannon.
Tom Gannon would be my 4th.
Okay.
James Stein.
Yes. Brandon
Mayo's up there. I think he's in the top 5. Wilson's going to walk Kenny Santiwan here to lead off the inning. Or, not lead off the inning.
Get the first runner on.
Get the first runner on. That's what we're talking about here. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to talk about the Mount Rushmore of PLW pitchers, right? Tom Gannon, Brandon Mayo, Billy Santiwan, James Stein, and Taylor Briner. And Ryan Chen. Gosh,
Yes,
darn.
yeah. You keep forgetting Ryan Chen.
Can't forget Ryan Chen.
Yeah, some of those guys have records that, nobody's ever going to.
Oh, no.
See ya, ball. That was skied from Christian Santillanes trying to attempt a double play. It's going to get the lead runner, and that's going to advance Billy Santillan to second on a fielder's choice and an error.
Yeah, you keep forgetting about how good Chen is because he just kind of does it because you're so overwhelmed with his offense.
Yeah. I mean, you solidify your top 5, and then you just keep forgetting guys just eke in, like Chen, like Purdy, like all these guys could be on everybody else's different structures of their Mount Rushmores. I definitely think when you're talking about career staples, though, it's Taylor Briner, Brandon Mayo, and Tom Cannon.
Yeah.
In terms of staples, I mean, those guys have been around all 4 seasons. They've been consistent at their craft. They've played the most games, right? So that's got to be your consistent top 3. In terms of overall performance, you probably, James Stein ekes out a guy out of that order. Taylor Briner, obviously, a Cy Young winner. Chen's, resume might squeak out. It's just so close. It's all based on somebody's opinion.
But yeah, we've got some of these guys have got 200 and some odd innings. The stats are not, you can see how good or how bad. Like you've got enough of a sample size that it's not a fluke. And Billy last year was one of the leaders in Santillan was one of the leaders in ERA in his first season, and this year he's doing it again.
Yeah, and guys like Brandon Mayo, Taylor Briner, Matt Patricus, they've faced over 1,500 batters in their career, Brett. 1,500 batters. I mean, if that's not a sample size, I don't know what is.
Yeah, that's a big sample size. But almost every team has that guy. Jake Purdy, he might be
That's
on.
roped, and that's going to be an amazing catch from David Harley Jr. as that ball looked to be getting over the fence. Instead, it's going to be out number 3, David Harley Jr. Absolute great timing, great catch.
Yeah, great catch, great play. That's why he should have been picked up by 9 other teams when he got released.
Exactly. That is the prime time example of that.
But like I was saying, everybody has that guy. Every team has a guy that if he has his A game, that guy can beat any offense out here. If Tom Gannon's pitching his best, Jake Purdy, you got to see it. When Jake Purdy's on, there's no lineup that he's nasty. There's no lineup
I think
going
he
to beat
sat 10 straight batters down looking.
Yeah. It's just, Brandon Mayo's on. If Casey Taravella's on, everybody, Billy, everybody has at least one guy. If they're on, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, if they're on, it doesn't matter. Every team, like you said, got that defined ace. Some teams are very fortunate enough to have 1A, 1B, or very close number 2. And on given nights, people get lit up. Like top guys get lit up. We saw Taylor Briner, saw Jonathon Wilson, we saw Billy Santillan just getting tattooed tonight. So it really is just such an interesting distribution when it comes to the pitching. But at the end, the consistency is there with just those select 4 guys we mentioned.
D Hall, no, everyone does not pitch. We have quite a few. We call them two-way players. Got quite a few two-way players, but most people, I would say 80% of the league is only a one-way player. Either they only pitch, they only play defense, or they only hit. Very few guys pitch and hit to the same upper level that we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at my staff specifically, right towards the bottom, we've got 12 guys that have pitched this year. I think it definitely depends on where you are in the standings. It depends on how long people have been playing. Yeah, but there's guys in this league now, like, Brad and myself, primetime examples. We don't really play at all. We started out as players, consistent players, and now we're just owning, managing, relaxing, enjoying, commentating.
Yeah, well, we had that conversation after getting swept by the Night Owls. We had the team chat. Mm-hmm. Are we playing for fun? If that's the case, then everybody's going to play, and we just whatever happens, happens. If we're playing to win, I'm making the decisions, and that's what we're going to do. And to a man, all 11 guys came back and said, we're playing to win. So we've kind of played with that mentality all season.
Oh, yeah, and you guys brought it on yesterday.
How are you missing that, Taylor?
I know. Taylor's been so close to that all night long. He hit it when it mattered in game 2, but he just hasn't quite been there. And watch now, because I said that. Next one's over the fence. And because I said that, that's going to set him down.
Walker 1 out away from a complete game.
Yeah. Great look from Walker right now. If you are Sasai and Billy, you've got to be ecstatic right now by the performance from Walker, seeing that you've got a solidified third starter.
Yeah, is this the coming out party for Walker with the Vaderz? Is it, hey, I'm back. I can do this. I'm your number 3 guy.
Yeah, it definitely seems to be that way, Brad, especially going into the playoffs.
And we forgot about Leday as a pitcher.
Yeah. I don't think Leday, you even ask Leday, I don't think he puts himself up there. I know he's really humble and he's been struggling this year, but yeah, he definitely was a clutch pitcher for the ones when he was with the ones. Ryan Roosh hasn't been around long enough. Yeah, he's excellent, but he hasn't been around long enough. There's a lot of great pitchers in this league. As Murphy's going to extend this game, base hit with 2 outs off of Walker. There's a handful, like Max Fernandez, excellent all season.
Yeah.
He just hasn't been pitching long enough, you know?
Max Mateo, Alex Fernandez.
Alex is a staple as well.
This is a fun league to be. Different personalities, different players. It's been definitely eye-opening.
Oh, that's going to be smashed by Wilson. He's going to move Murphy over to third. And they're going to keep extending this game here. Little 2-out rally brewing from these snappers. That's going to bring up Johnny Castaneda.
Again, this is where we go with the they don't give up. It's still.
Ooh. Walker's been fooling Johnny with that all night long. Gets him to swing there. Snappers are down to their last strike. It's going to be 62 in the zone. Yeah, Evan, I agree. Leday is an absolute monster at the plate. Has a bunch of batting titles. But yeah, his ERA, is not what everybody would have expected to be. If you watched him last year, yeah, he was excellent, but he's kind of dropped back a little bit in terms of pitching. Still keeping the bat alive. But yeah, he's not quite cracking that Mount Rushmore when it comes to pitching.
Yeah, I think he's been nursing an elbow injury most of the season. Didn't want to pitch at all this season, and he's kind of stuck to that, but he's got his team right in the playoff hunt.
Yeah, that conversation stunned me early on in the season. That he said he was really trying not to pitch. Oh, and
Wow.
Johnny's going to go down. An ugly strike 3 there. Vaderz take the series. Vaderz win Game 3, 10-2. Brad, that's 59 runs combined tonight. We had a shot at the record. We didn't quite get there, but the Vaderz averaged over 11 runs a game tonight. That's a very scary look against a very powerful Snappers team going into the final weeks of the regular season.
Absolutely, and both teams were at full strength, so there's no, hey, we were missing so-and-so, we didn't have that, so.
What's even scarier is the Vaderz were missing Stepna. I mean, obviously we know Stepna won't be around for the rest of the season, but he was a very powerful 6-hitter and a very strong starting pitcher for them when he was around. So the Vaderz did this without Stepna.
Yeah, they're looking really good, looking like they're ready to rock and roll. So the Vaderz, we'll see them Monday against the Bombers. So,
and that's right. The Vaderz have clinched a playoff spot. First team so far to do so this season. Locking up a playoff spot. Most likely going to lock up that number 1 seed as they just keep winning series. It's going to be hard to catch them as the ones are 2.5 games back with 6 games to go at this point. So probably locking in the number 1 seed. Going to probably choose their own destiny.
yeah, I think they're gonna fight really hard on Monday against the Bombers, trying to help. If the Bombers do something great on Friday night and do something good, the Vaderz are going to want to try and keep them down and eliminate them so that they don't, because that's a dangerous team. They get in the playoffs.
That's a very dangerous Bombers team. They were 1 out away from going to the championship last season.
Yeah.
So definitely not somebody you want to overlook. Coming in to tomorrow, we have a very crucial series, like you said, Cajuns, Bombers, right? That is going to be a playoff indicating series tomorrow night. Every series for these teams in the hunt is going to be crucial coming down the pipeline. Brad, this has been an absolute blast tonight to watch these two teams. What an absolute, just monstrous series, right? Like we thought, 60 runs, 59 runs scored tonight. I couldn't have asked for a better show.
Yeah, it was a great show. It was great entertainment. A lot of runs, a lot of offense early. The big comeback.
Yeah,
the
massive comeback.
The battle back in the first game. The Snappers battle all the way back, take the lead. The Vaderz come back and win the game, and then they come right out and score 6 runs. And then you're like, oh, one of the Fernandez brothers mentioned in the chat, they're pesky. They're going to hang around.
Yeah.
And he called it, and sure enough, they come back and they win it with a Taylor Bronner walk-off. And then we talked about, did the Vaderz have the championship pedigree? They do. They answered with 3, and they win the next game with the reemergence of Jason Walker.
Yeah, I mean, absolute dominant performance on both sides of the ball in Game 3 to reassure all the Vaderz backers out there that, hey, Walker is back, and hey, we can hit still.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Nobody doubted that.
Yeah.
But Walker emerging on the mound, manager, owner Sasai, and manager, owner Billy Santiwan have to be really excited to see what they got in that pitching staff going into the playoffs now that they've locked that spot up. Snapper's going to have to do a little bit of work, kind of regroup, gather, and figure it out. I mean, obviously, like you said, they're a scrappy squad. They battle back. That has to be the largest deficit in PLW history, battle back from 9 runs.
Yeah, I believe 9
Battle
runs
back
is it.
to win in extra innings.
I know the Tomahawks came back against 8 in season 1, but I think 9 is the record. And that was, again, it was a tribute to their stick-to-itiveness. They didn't roll over. They didn't say, oh, we've lost, let's look at the next game. No, it's battle every out, get a couple guys on base, see what happens, and they did it, and it was fun to watch.
Yeah, it was an absolute blast to watch. And it looks like we're going to get Kyle Eder up here in the booth. That is the fan favorite for tonight. Brad, do you want to take this one here, buddy?
No, I got to go. So
Brad's got to go. Brad's going to leave me. All right, it's going to be me and Kyle
Be right
running
up
it
on
out
the
here.
gate.
Brad, thanks again. I appreciate it. It was an absolute pleasure being with you tonight.
Absolutely. I'll be back to help.
Brad's got to run. He's got a bedtime. He's got a curfew here. This was a long series tonight, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of runs scored. If you're a fan of home runs, you got it all tonight. Ethan Ibarra, I believe, had 5. Kyle, I believe, had 4 or 5. Taylor Bronner walk-off in the 7th of Game 2 to make an astounding comeback. Just a lot of action tonight, as I'm going to be joined by Kyle Eder up here in the booth. Kyle, welcome on up, buddy. What a big night for you guys. What a big night.
How we doing, PLW?
Good, man, good. What an excellent series, for both yourself individually and your team, right? You guys battled through adversity, right? You came out, Game 1, jumped out to the 6-0 lead. Snappers battled back, took the lead. You guys gained it right back. Billy Santiwan shut him down there to close it out. Game 2, tell me about that back-to-back-to-back-to-back.
Well, I mean, first things first, man. Nothing but respect to these guys out here. These guys are dogs. And they obviously know how to battle. They came back and beat us. I mean, they almost beat us Game 1, too.
Yeah.
Up 6-0 both games, and they battled back. So you just got to tip your hat to these guys right here.
Yeah, it's absolutely impressive. I mean, what was going through you guys' minds after, you lose Game 2, 13-11? We all know you guys have championship pedigree. You guys are leading the league right now, obviously, #1 seed. You just clinched your playoff spot. What happened on the sidelines there in between Games 2 and 3 to really get yourselves under control and go back and dominate in Game 3?
It's kind of sucks to say, but it's almost nothing new.
Yeah.
We lose Game 2 almost every series in this league, so I don't understand why. But it's just that dog mentality, man. Me and those guys over there, we just want to go out there and play to the best ability we can. And as you can see, we can swing that bat.
Yeah, you guys
We
do
can swing that
not
bat.
have a hard time scoring 35 runs over 3 games, right? Over 11
tough.
runs a game. That's tough to beat.
That's tough.
Nobody is really putting up those kind of numbers in the PLW. And I believe you had 4 or 5 tonight, right? Home runs.
Something like that.
Ibarra, I believe, had 4 or 5. You guys,
It's my twin right there.
Yeah.
Son.
an absolute monster lineup, with you and Ibarra hitting back-to-back, Billy leading off, finding some power.
He's coming around, too.
Yeah.
Gio's there. Tanner's there. It's a tough lineup to beat.
Yeah, 1 through 6,
it's
very
tough.
tough to beat. Tell me a little bit about Jason Walker, right? Emerges on the mound for you guys. What a solid pickup, sneaky pickup. I believe that's one of his first starts with you guys on the mound. Goes complete 6, only gives up 2.
Against a team that just put up 11 in whatever the first game was.
Some 9 and 13.
To held him to 2. I mean, that's exactly what he came over for. He knew his role, and that's exactly what we needed him for, just to come here and shut these powerful teams down, and that's what he did. He just said he needed some defense behind him. Didn't really need much defense today. He took care of business.
Of course, yeah. It looks excellent. This is the reemergence of Walker. All right, so looking ahead to next week, you guys have the Bombers on Monday. Bombers are on the outside looking in right now.
Yeah.
Depending on tomorrow, they could be on the inside and still battling. What's the mentality going into Monday? Are you guys going to relax a bit, lay off, play some more guys, or are you full steam ahead, keep rolling right into the playoffs?
It's kind of tough to say. I'm not too sure yet. You know, I don't make those calls. But, you know, if it was me personally, I'd like to get the best record in the league.
Yeah, you're a gamer. You're going to keep coming after
I would
right?
like to just keep winning and winning and winning. But, you know, I mean, if we got to experiment some things, that's cool. You know, we don't have anything to lose. We got first place solidified right now. Solidified, sorry. And then, you know, hopefully we can just close out this league right here, man.
Yeah,
the biggest thing is getting this championship. We, you know, playoffs, first team, check mark. Now we just gotta go get a dub.
Go get that dub.
That's
go chase
it, man.
Down.
That's it.
All right, Kyle. Hey, pleasure having you up here, buddy.
Appreciate
Good
you,
to
Chris.
see you. Great
Always, man.
series, man.
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to watching you guys again on Monday. All right.
Hey, brother. Appreciate you, man.
No problem. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it here. That was Kyle Eder. Another fantastic night for Rookie of the Year candidate. Brad Ogden's going to join me back up here in the booth for the final send-off. I believe we're going to be tossing you over to PLW Gaming. 30 seconds or less, Brad. What did we just see tonight?
We saw the best team in the league.
Yeah.
We saw the best team in the league just flex their muscle offensively. I still have a little bit of pause when it comes to their pitching rotation. If Billy walks out or Billy pitches great and pitches 6 or 7 innings and they lose, how does that mentality? Can they keep it close? But they've been able to persevere. They've answered every time that question's been asked. They've been able to power their way through it. Can they keep it? Can they keep it up? Looks like they can.
Yeah, they definitely can keep that pace. No problem scoring. I'd have to agree with you on the pitching side. I think Walker proved himself tonight. We'll see if he can keep it going. But all things are looking up for this Vader squad. And, you know, all things being said, the Snappers, they're scrappy. We know that. They're going to be around. They're always going to be in the contention, in the picture. A little bit to think about next 2 series. But I think all around, I mean, we just watched a playoff matchup here.
Yeah, you saw playoff caliber wiffle ball from 2 playoff caliber teams. And with 2 weeks to go, 2 weeks in a series, Friday night is going to maybe whittle it down to we have 8 teams battling, and whittle it down to 7 maybe?
7, maybe 6, maybe
6 if they split. I don't think it helps.
Split. It doesn't really help much.
Doesn't help much on a split. A split doesn't help either team.
Yeah,
So,
again, Bombers at Cajuns tomorrow night. I believe it's going to be a good one, folks, as both these teams are duking it out for those last 2 playoff spots. 6 p.m. tomorrow night, Pacific Standard, Hideaway Field, Las Vegas, Nevada. Guys, we stream 5 nights a week. Thank you guys again for joining us here. We're going to toss you on over to PLW Gaming. Brad, it's been an absolute pleasure tonight.
Absolutely.
Great to work with you.
All right, good night.
What's this? That'll work.
Get there, get there, get there, get there. Get there.
Let's go! What's this? That'll work.
Get there, get there, get there, get there. Get there.
Let's go! What's this? That'll work.
Get there, get there, get there, get there. Get there.
Let's go! What's this?